At this very moment, we are 2 days away from real NFL football, which means that today's stream is all about getting you prepared. A lot of news has come out. We're talking depth charts. We're talking players that we all thought were going to play are now being confirmed that they're going to play. But we got to wrap our head around it and make sure you've got the best fantasy football team heading into week one. I appreciate y'all so much for being here with us. Do us a favor, drop that like button if you enjoy the content. Now, here's the deal. Yesterday, we did a giveaway kind of routine, and it was great. You guys loved it. So we're just going to rock with that for the majority of the year, I think. So here's how it's going to work. Incredibly simple. All you have to do to enter today's giveaway is type the words. It's one word, but 2 days. It's the letter and the numbers right there, right on your screen right there, right? So 2 days, all one word.
2 days.
Type that into the chat and like the stream. Once you have done those two things, you will officially be entered into today's giveaway. And essentially the way it works is every time we reach 50 likes, we're going to give away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. So
wow, you can win that.
Every single time we hit 50 likes, there's going to be 2 winners. So there could be unlimited amount of winners depending on how many likes the stream gets. So as you guys support us, we give something back to you. Again, I appreciate you so much for being here with us. Now, here's something that you guys need to know. The, how should I say, like the structure of today's stream is going to be very simple. As it is the case with every single time we go live, we will be answering the questions on the Flock Fantasy site first, okay? So anytime you guys want to get, kind of in there first, in best dress type vibe on the Flock site, you can do so. Now, I will put a link in the chat. It's also the pinned comment. Okay, so anytime you want to prioritize your questions, you can pop them through the Flock site. Make sure you submit them to Zach and Badaki with Fantasyland. Use the code LAND at sign up. But this is where the questions are going to be prioritized. Anytime a question is asked on this site, it will be the first questions that we answer every single day this entire year. Now, if there comes a point in the stream, which there probably could, where we run out of questions over there, we'll jump over to YouTube. Then we'll try and answer as many of them as we can over on YouTube. You're going to see a lot of people today with free start sit questions, like pretty good here. You see it says free. That might confuse you. Well, that's because those people are probably 2025 season pass members. When you become a season pass member, you get unlimited access to the Flock site, as well as a couple vouchers to come on the stream and ask us questions. Weekly rankings, in-season, rest of season rankings, all that is available to you, a $34 one-time purchase, and it covers you for the entire year on the website. But, of course, you can just ask one a la carte if you want as well. Okay, so we're all on the same page. Again, all you have to do to enter today's giveaway is type 2 days into the YouTube chat, okay, and like the stream. And then every time we reach 50 likes, we're going to do a giveaway. And two of you guys are going to win some vouchers. All right, so let's jump into the first question of the day, which is from Fancy Pants. And it is a 1 quarterback, 8 team start 7. So this is about as small of a lineup you could possibly have in the entire multiverse of fantasy football. It's an 8 team league. It's a start 7 lineup. It doesn't get smaller than that.
Yeah, this is you got to have some fun here in these 8-man leagues here. But let's keep it short and sweet here. It's going to be T. Higgins that I would want in a small. Heavy hitters are the guys that we want. And I guess in this trade, T. Higgins is the heavy hitter for me.
Yeah, he's losing his RB4 here, okay? Yeah. So if he makes this deal, his starting lineup is Jackson, Genty, Irving, CD, T. Higgins, and Njoku, and then he can only start one more name between Chuba, Jameson, DJ Moore, Diggs, Debo. So for him, he is losing, again, like nothing. In any of your leagues, probably, like 95% of the people watching this, it makes no sense to send away Wilson and Pollard for Higgins. But in this league in particular, you can take that loss. Now, what I would say is I'd be super interested if instead of Wilson, can we go higher? Shoot, can we get Justin Jefferson? And I'll keep Pollard. But what I'll do is I'll send you Chuba Hubbard and Garrett Wilson. You know what I mean? Like, does that get me Justin Jefferson? Do I have to add DJ Moore onto that and then get back like a Jacoby Myers or something? Because, again, your league is so small, but if this is the best deal on the table, we will take the T. Higgins side. All right. Matt Bear is the next one. Go ahead and take this away for us.
Yeah, Matt Bear says Ferguson and Goddard on waiver wires. Not sure about Brenton Strange at tight end thoughts. Thanks for the help. This is 1 quarterback, 10 team star 7. So a short one. Already has Bo Nix, Alvin, Bucky, Amon-Ra, CD. Strange at the tight end position there. I would say I would be okay starting Jake Ferguson over Strange just based off of the matchup, high scoring game.
I agree.
And then at that flex position, a lot of good options between Tetaroa, Cortland Sutton there. I would be going Cortland.
I mean, just being transparent with you, my friend Matt Bear, the odds are you're going to get this wrong because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 players that I would start without a question in the Flock League, you know? But Sutton is probably the safest play there. Now, as far as tight end, I actually agree with you, Badaki. I would prefer Jake Ferguson. In fact, if you look at my team in the Flock League, I am starting Ferguson over Strange, even though I'm stashing Strange. So I would be right there with you. He's my starter right now. I went late tight end strategy. So, yeah. Appreciate you, Matt. Thanks for the question.
Appreciate you, Matt.
By the way, apparently we already hit the like goal. Is that right? Did we already do it?
Okay, let's see.
I haven't refreshed. Okay, yeah, we're at 61 likes. Okay, so we did already reach the like goal.
Maybe what we should do this is what we should do is to make it easier. If we can hit 100, we'll do all 4 at once and then get them all out. Unless you want to do it now.
I think we stick to our word here.
Okay.
You know, I want to make sure we honor what we said, and so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys. We're gonna answer one more question. You'll have one last shot here to enter this giveaway. All you have to do is type 2 days into the chat and like the stream, and then you're going to be entered into the raffle. 38 people are entered right now, and we're going to give away 2 things, a start sit and a trade question voucher. All right, pretty good here. So at quarterback, it's between Dak and Penix. I would go Dak.
I would go Dak as well. The running back position, you're going to start Ashton Genty and Bucky Irving there.
Yep.
The wide receivers for me, for sure, Jackson Smith and Jigba. You're going to start Cortland. You're going to start Emeka at that 3rd wide receiver, or Ricky, excuse me.
Ricky for me, and then Emeka.
George Kittle, and then you would go Emeka.
Yeah. Between Emeka and Henderson is close, but I lean Emeka slightly just with the matchup and how many bodies are in front of Henderson. Bodies. All right. Appreciate you. Pretty good. Thank you, man. All right. So we have 41 entries. Let's go ahead and claim our first winners here. So this is completely at random. And you can write this down for me, Badaki. Let's first give away a start sit voucher. So the start sit voucher is going to the username of, it looks like it's Infinite Imagination. So what I need you to do, Infinite Imagination, is DM me on Discord. That's my Discord name there. I need you to send me a screenshot of your YouTube handle, and I need you to tell me your Flock Fantasy username. Now, if you don't have a account on the Flock Fantasy site yet, no worries. All you got to do, I'll put a link in the chat, create an account for free with the code LAND, and then tell me what your account name is. Okay? All right, so let's...
this is for everyone, by the way. What Zach just said, if you guys have entered the giveaway and you haven't created a Flock Fantasy username or Flock Fantasy account, which is completely free, we might as well go ahead and do that now. Use the promo code LAND.
Yeah.
It costs absolutely nothing, but at least you already entered, and then whenever you do win, or if you win, you be like, all right, here's this and here's this. Really easy.
Completely free, and then you can actually look at ESPN Sleeper Yahoo leagues and see them in the My Teams analyzer. And then if you see any value in it, then you can use the site. If you don't, no worries. You signed up for a free account. All right, now for the trade question voucher. You ready? Now for the trade question voucher.
Yep, ready.
So the winner for the trade question voucher is so close to Mike H there. So close to Axiom, who won yesterday. It is Jaden. So Jaden, same thing. Create a free account with the code LAND if you don't have one on the Flock site. If you already have one, then again, DM us on Discord. Tell us, your Flock Fantasy username. Send a screenshot of your YouTube channel. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure and get you those vouchers. Now, just to be clear, you can't win twice on the same day, so those people won't be able to win again. But feel free to DM us with any questions, and let's go to the next one. And again, the next time we hit another 50 likes, we'll do this giveaway again. We're currently at
next minute
75. 100. My God. Okay.
All
right. OP Patrick.
Patrick, appreciate you. One quarterback, 8 teams start 8. So this is a smaller league here. Struggling with my RB2 and flex. I wonder why you're struggling. Let's see. Jaden Daniels, Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker, who I would be starting over Isaiah Pacheco and Tony Pollard, excuse me. Chase, Terry, Drake, Tyler Warren here. And you're struggling at that flex position. In an 8-man league, I would just say I would go the highest upside possible. because I would imagine
Everybody's
the other
teams are going to be stacked.
everyone team is going to be stacked. So you need to project in your mind who's going to be scoring the most fantasy points in week 1 here.
Which player are you most excited about? That would be Pearsall for me.
Yeah, same.
Okay, same page. Now, we're going to say what we say to everyone who has a really small league like you do. Don't be afraid to consolidate this roster a bit and upgrade with some trades there. But I appreciate you, Patrick. So the Brown Mamba, that question is a good question. He says, my account has a voucher, but when I click you guys, I'm still prompted to pay. Is it for a certain creator? So the vouchers are all based off of what code you use at sign up, right? If you use the promo code LAND at sign up, then you would get vouchers with us. But if you use code FLOCK at sign up, you get codes with Mason, or vouchers with Mason. So hopefully that makes sense.
And then,
Saucy Squid here with the start sit. It's a 1 quarterback, 12 team start 8. They're starting Dak Prescott. They've got JJ there, Connor, Chase Brown. That makes sense. At wide receiver, Metcalf, Amon-Ra, McBride. And at wide receiver, at the flex spot, rather, I will go Jameson Williams. And then it's really tough again between Ibuka and Pearsall, but I do still lean Pearsall.
You know, I wonder where, out of curiosity, where Fantasy Pros have Ricky and Ibuka. Just out of curiosity. Oh, wow. So Fantasy Pros has Ibuka over Ricky as wide receiver 31 this week.
Yeah,
Ricky as wide receiver 32.
I don't think that's crazy. When I look at my rankings,
I don't think it's crazy either. I wanted to know who they had over.
I've got Pearsall at 25 and Ibuka at 27. So
okay,
I could genuinely see that going either way. It's a tough call there.
Yeah.
All right, DeJonia. Now, if you guys aren't aware what's happening, let me be very clear, so you know exactly how the stream is going to go. The people who are supporting us on the channel, they're submitting their questions through the Flock Fantasy site, and we're able to prioritize them in order, right? So if you're out there and you want to submit a question, you can check out the pinned comment. I'll put it in there one more time for you. There's no pressure to do so, but just a heads up, that is the order that we answer questions on the Flock site. Then if there's any like super chats on YouTube or whatever, we'll go there, and then we'll go to the regular questions on YouTube. Well, our goal is to answer as many questions as possible, to help as many people as possible. But of course, if you want to prioritize yourself, you can do it that way. And if you want to get the 2025 season pass, it's a $34 one-time purchase. It gives you a couple vouchers anyway, and then unlimited access to our rankings, rest of season, in-season weekly rankings for the entire season. So you can actually get the promo code LAND out, use it, get the season pass, and then we'll come answer some of your questions for free anyway. All right, so just so we're all on the same page. Now, just an update on the light goal. We are currently at 81 likes. So all you got to do is type 2 days into the chat, like the stream, and then you'll be entered into the giveaway. And when we reach 100 likes, we'll do another giveaway. So DeJonia here with a start sit. Lamar Jackson, Bucky Irving, Isaiah Pacheco, Adams, Malik, Ingram, and Pearsall. And I guess they're choosing between like a Pearsall or a Mooney. I think given the options that you already have your ideal like optimized lineup. I would not start. Yeah. I like Higgins. Obviously Rice isn't playing, but I would not start like a Thornton, a Mooney, or anything over, you know, some of these names.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, agreed. Okay.
Yeah. Mellow BR. Next one is a trade question. It's a 1 quarterback, 12 team start 8. So you are sending away Chase Brown and Shakira and receiving DeAndre Swift and Tyreek Hill. And I would say absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't understand this one that much personally.
Maybe I understand, maybe respectfully, maybe this is a casual type of thing. You don't really understand what's happening. I could be completely wrong, but like Tyreek is
that's just rude.
No, I'm just saying, like, because a lot of people see Tyreek and they say like,
sure,
oh, this is the peak Tyreek. Like, this is who we want because of how good he was. And I don't think that's the case now. You know.
Well, it could be the case, but it's certainly not a guarantee anymore.
Yeah, which I understand, but I think what you have here with Chase Brown and Shakira gives you a lot more upside, just because I feel really confident. And plus, you don't want to down tier from the RB2 because you have Quinshawn there.
Yeah,
Brian Robinson looking at your team.
I think you're losing the best player in this deal, in my opinion, in my rankings. You can see Chase Brown is my 16th overall ranked player. Tyreek is my 58th overall ranked player. So there's a 42 overall spot difference in my rankings. Now we'll see what happens. Like the dust has to settle. Maybe Tyreek is still that elite guy. I'm not projecting that. It would be more of a surprise and a fun surprise than an expectation. So there's 42 spots between them. And then if you look at the other pair here between Swift and Shakir, there's only 22 spots. So just for me, I would value Chase Brown much higher than this. And if you're looking for a counter and they want Chase Brown, then they're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive here. Like we're going to need Devontae Adams, and I don't even want Swift. Yeah, like this is just not going to work. This guy doesn't have, there's not a deal out there that would work for me. So yeah,
I'm in love with there. But appreciate you, man. Hopefully that helps. You definitely want to keep that. Samuel T. Andrews is next here. 2 quarterback, 10 team start 9. You're starting Caleb. Bo Nix. Are you starting Caleb or Justin Fields?
Superflex, right? Oh, okay,
Superflex,
yeah. So Fields for me this week.
Yeah, that kind of just makes sense.
I want to see it first with Caleb. I don't mind it. Like if you have the trust and you think the offense is going to be on fire day one with Ben Johnson and they're going to be united on the same page, I have no problem if you want to make your call. But Justin Fields has, like, on a per start basis, been a better fantasy quarterback this far, even though we expect Caleb to take a better step. And hopefully you have that confidence after this week. I just don't have that confidence straight away to make that move.
I'm there with you. So Justin Fields, Bo Nix, you got CMC, Bijan Robinson. You're going to be starting them. Brian Thomas, Cortland Sutton, Dallas Goedert, and at the flex, which you already have DK. You're looking at a Ricky Pearsall, Roma Dunze, or RJ Harvey. It'd be Ricky for me over Rome.
Yeah, I mean, I would not. I really think Rome has a great chance to come out and come out hot, come out on fire, put up some big points against a secondary that was very questionable last year. But Ricky's the unquestionable guy at wide receiver there for San Francisco. So I'm right there with you, but I'm just saying you got a lot of great options too. So yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks for submitting that question on the site. Got a team review. We'll get to that later. We'll do a team review segment at the end of today's stream, but go ahead.
Yeah, foul zone here. 1 quarterback, 12 team start 7. You are sending away Ollie Gordon and Brock Bowers.
Yep.
Receiving AJ Brown and Jake Ferguson. 1Z position, once again, all heavy hitters. I would still rather have Brock Bowers, but if you're maybe struggling at the wide receiver position, I can understand it.
So if you make this move, it's a 1 quarterback, 12 team start 7. Start 7, I do care about the onesies more.
Yeah.
Now, if you lose AJ Brown, your wide receiver room is Marvin and Ridley. That's not awesome. First of all, my dude, I would really encourage you to drop one of your quarterbacks. You've got a lot of great waiver options here, like Tootin, Jaden Higgins. I drafted him in the 8th round of the Flock League, and it's more for like the long-term play, not week 1, but you got to drop Jordan Love or Herbert, one of these names. I'd probably drop Herbert because I like Love's matchup better in week 1. But you got a lot of valuable names on your waiver wire, dude. But anyway, I don't know if he can afford this. Are you comfortable making this move and then having Marvin and Ridley as your wide receiver 1 and 2?
No, I don't. That's why I would rather keep Brock Bowers. And once again, like you mentioned,
well, he's actually sending Bowers. I apologize. Don't mean to interrupt. I just realized he's sending Bowers.
So let's reiterate that then and have a look. So his team actually right now has Cortland Sutton. Is his wide receiver room good enough to tier down from Brock Bowers? Because the main reason why your wide receiver room is not that great is probably because you went Brock Bowers in the first 3 rounds, which in reality it was a value for you because you have CMC, Ash, and then Bowers. So you got one at a value anyway.
It's actually really interesting because this is going to sound like almost like counterintuitive to what I just said, but because you have Egbuka and Pearsall, I feel like these are 2 guys that could completely break out this year. If one of our moderators can block the guy who is spamming, guys, if you spam a question in the chat, that is a one-way ticket to not getting it answered. All right, you're gonna have to be patient, just like everybody else. Thank you to our moderators. But we're doing our best. So we can only answer 1 question at a time. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. But I actually feel like Egbuka and Pearsall are 2 names that could really elevate their status, over the course of the year. So I think I'm actually gonna hold on to Bowers there.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I would be holding on
But
to Brock.
you could go either way on this. As you can tell, we're really struggling with this one, which means it's pretty close. But with it being a start 7, that's probably what pushes me over the edge to keep Bowers, because the onesie does mean more than any other type of starting lineup. Beezy here. Looks like they are sending away Walker and Brown to get Jacobs and Pickens. I do think Jacobs is an upgrade over Walker, but it's close. But the gap for me between Brown and Pickens is larger than the gap between Jacobs and Walker. I don't know where you stand.
No, I would agree. I wonder if you can squeeze a little bit more out of this trade. Like get a nice little throw in. Just having a look at the team.
Yeah, so if I was to add up like the overall, that's 61 on one side, and then the other side is 74. So I would prefer the Walker and Brown side. I love George Pickens. I think he can break out. I think he can do big things. But I think you got 2 more guaranteed names on the side that you're sending. Now,
yeah, I would agree.
Things can change. Anything can happen. I see why you would want to make the move because your wide receiver room is relatively weak. But you've already drafted this way to be running back heavy, and you're kind of changing that before week 1 even begins. You're basically doing what? The opposite of what Mason did in this draft. Yeah, I think I'd rather hold here.
Yeah, I'm okay to hold. In a start 8, you know, if you can somehow get a Shakira thrown in on that, I would take a chance. And I'm not a big George Pickens guy. Keep that in mind. I just think the up tier at the running back position is pretty significant. But if you can get a small piece added, which I doubt you can get Shakira on, but if you could, I would. That's where I would go. But other than that, I would agree. I would hold with Kenneth Walker and AJ Brown.
Yeah, like the idea, don't like the execution there. Ecstatic guard here with the start sit question rather. They're starting Joe Burrow. That's the right move. Then they're starting Jerome Ford. They can start Ford or Javonte Williams. Now, the depth chart was just recently released in Cleveland. Ford is the clear starter for now, they say, but I wouldn't be shocked if Sampson has a role week 1. In my opinion, the Bengals are going to come out strong this year because they focused way more on preseason action. But Javonte has a terrible matchup. The more I think about this, the more I think that's probably the right move. I think I need to move Javonte Williams down.
That's what I was about to advocate for Javonte Williams. I was going to say I understand Javonte Williams has a bad matchup, but I just think at the end of the day he's on the overall better offense technically.
Okay.
And he is the number 1 guy. There's no one really behind him outside of obviously the Miles Sanders, the Jaden Blues, which we don't know what their role is going to be. I would just personally rather start Javonte Williams over Jerome Ford, specifically in week 1, then we can reassess. Now, it's a big dice to roll, and I hate having players starting on Thursday night.
No, I think the more that you talk, the more I kind of agree with you. So, yeah. I got them back-to-back in my rankings now, but I would slightly lean Javonte, but go with your gut if you have a strong opinion on that. I think that's really the main question that you wanted answered, because all of his other options are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I would agree.
But yeah, good luck on that. That's a difficult one. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's really tough. Hey guys, appreciate y'all for being here with us. A little bit of an update on our goal of 100 likes. We are now at 111. So that means after the next question, we will do another giveaway. So if you want to enter the giveaway, all you got to do is type 2 days into the chat and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be officially entered. I'll give you one last chance here. We'll do another question. We're going to give away another start, sit, and a trade question voucher. So this is your opportunity to enter that giveaway. All right, Brendan Smith with a team review. We'll do that in a second. Tyler with a team review. We'll do that in a second. We've got Madrid here with a start, sit. Let's go there.
So, by the way, we're going to do Madrid. We're going to do the team review. Oh, and then actually we're going to wait for the YouTube comments until after we're all done, just FYI.
Yeah.
Not before. Okay, 1 quarterback, 12 team start, 7. Drake May, Chase Brown, Alvin Kamara there. Would
you start May or
Drake
Fields?
May or Fields? Yeah. I would start Drake May over Justin.
Okay. It would be Justin for me. I do like Drake, but we don't know how healthy Diggs is going to be week 1. And again, Justin's he's been a great fantasy quarterback, not real quarterback, but I think they're in the same tier, so you can make a decision if you disagree.
Yeah. At the wide receiver position,
wow. How many people have Ricky Pearsall and Emeka Egbuka and Jameson and T-Mac? It's like it makes sense because these are all the players I love. So people have drafted them. But it's like every question, we have these 4 wide receivers. Is it not? Like, it feels like every single question.
Yeah. I mean, this is tough. I mean, let's skip to the tight end. Okay, we're going to go Brenton Strange there. That doesn't help us at all. I'm going to
say T-Mac.
2 out of the 3.
I'm going to go T-Mac, and then I'm going to come back and go Jameson. Love Egbuka. Love Pearsall. I want them in my lineups. Honestly, as much as I'd hate to lose an Egbuka or a Pearsall or a Jameson, but if I could do a trade where I package them and Strange or them and Kincaid and go out there and get, a Kittle, I think that's the best move. Or even if you can do the same thing at quarterback and get like one of the top quarterbacks, I think that's a great move because you have the flexibility on your roster to do so. But this is how I would rock in week 1.
Jameson and who? You said Ricky?
Well, we can only choose one. I chose T-Mac and Jameson.
Yeah, I would go Ricky and Jameson. Hopefully that helps.
Okay.
That's hard.
That's what she said. Hello, Tez here. Oh, we're going to do the giveaway now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you've already won today, you're not going to win again, but let's do start-sit question here. This is for the start-sit question.
Yeah.
So the start-sit question winner is Tyler Shoot. We know Tyler. So Tyler, just DM me on Discord. This is my username. And all we need from you is a picture of your YouTube name as well as your Flock Fantasy username. Let's go. What did I just give away there?
That was start sit. Now you do a trade question.
Let's give away a trade question voucher, and that is going to Hayden Young. All right, so Hayden Young, again, same thing. DM me on Discord. That's my username. All I need from you is a screenshot of your YouTube account, and then I need your Flock Fantasy username. Now, if you haven't created a Flock Fantasy account, create one for free with the promo code LAND. All right, and then tell me what your account name is. Anybody out there can create a free account with the code LAND. You'll get the My Teams feature for free, where you can link your teams up and kind of see what expert consensus thinks. All right, hello Tez. We do see the super chats, but like we've said all year, we do prioritize Flock Fantasy questions over the super chats, but we will get to them, I promise.
Hello, Tez. 1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 7. Daniels, Alvin, Pacheco, Nico, Puka, David, and Njoku there, and you looks like
deciding
you have a couple
between
guys,
like Judy, Egbuka, Mason. I think it's really between Judy and Egbuka here.
Yeah, I would personally go Emeka just because I just feel like that offense. My personal opinion, the offense is better. It's a divisional game. And I would just rather be on the high-powered offense rather than a team that's playing from behind, maybe. I actually think
that's the perfect game script for Jerry Jeudy. I lean Jerry Jeudy here. Agree. It's very close. In fact, I looked at my rankings, and they are completely back-to-back. But if you think about all the games where Jerry Jeudy was an incredible start, it combined with them being down in games and them having a gunslinger in Jameson. That's what they have now in Joe Flacco. So I would almost be shocked if Jeudy doesn't have 8 or more targets in this game. Like I actually would be really surprised if he doesn't have 8 or more targets. So
look, it's fair. It's fair. I definitely understand it. Sometimes those games are a little bit crazy. The next question for you is: would you rather start David and Njoku or Evan Ingram? Because I would go Evan Ingram over Njoku there.
Okay,
that means he's starting 2 Browns.
Well, because we don't want to have too much equity in the same game, why don't we go Egbuka and for me it'd be Egbuka and Njoku in that scenario? Because again, I have Egbuka and Jeudy back to back, so I don't mind there. Let's get a little bit of a different game, and then with Njoku and Ingram, I have Njoku clearly ahead of Ingram for week 1, given the matchup.
Okay, that's good.
All right, let's go ahead and refresh because we do have some new questions. I want to make sure we get to those. Let's see here. I've got a brand new little batch of questions here. I think someone might have submitted a team review. I'm not sure, which we will get to those obviously today. So let's start with Nate Fournier. Fournier, maybe? Yeah, Fournier.
Nate Fournier. One quarterback, 12 team star 7. A lot of star 7s here. Drake May. Yeah, I'll start Drake May over Matthew Stafford, Travion Henderson, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Tyler Warren with Jameson. Wow. Whoa. You have Ladd McConkey, Travis Hunter, Jameson Williams. I'm going to go Ladd here easily.
Yeah.
But another reason why you should consolidate in a start 7, try and get a better quarterback maybe. Try and get a better RB2, RB1. I mean, wow.
Yeah, really good roster.
By the way,
just thinking out loud.
Ladd up top as well.
Exactly.
Ladd
so Ladd goes up top because he plays on Friday night. Take a mental note, guys. You got to be setting your lineups a little earlier this week than normal because you've got a Thursday night and a Friday night game. So don't get lost on, those two matchups. Appreciate you, Nate. Thanks for the question. Oogly boogly.
Oogly boogly. Appreciate you. One quarterback, another star 7. Patrick Mahomes. The running back position is go Bucky Irving, Chuba Hubbard. The wide receiver room, you're going to start Jamar Chase.
Course.
Then next best available here is go Jameson Williams at the tight end, Brock Bowers, and then I would be going Calvin Ridley here, even though I know it's a tough matchup.
Yeah. Let me make sure Ridley is my answer because I'm not a big fan of Ridley this week. But
which I understand.
I
also
also
the Broncos, Patrick Surtain, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a video. It'll be probably the last video I release this week, and you're not gonna like it at all. Because 2 of your receivers might be featured, Ridley and Olave. I'm not excited about both of those guys in week 1, but I think Ridley is probably the safest option of all the names that you've presented to us. Appreciate you.
I think so. It sounds crazy to say that as well because Calvin has a rookie quarterback and
right. I know.
Olave has Spencer Rattler.
I know. All right, grind and play here. Harvey, Ollie, or Ford for RB2. Well, they might
have to resubmit that.
No, well, we can answer the question.
True.
We can answer the question. Here's what I'll tell you, my friend. Grind and play. I just want to let you know that when you link your team here in the My Team Analyzer, Sleeper, ESPN, or Yahoo, it's going to make your life a lot easier when you go to submit a start sit, right? So, for example, if I go to start sit here, and then I click on the Flock League, it'll automatically enter my settings once my team is linked. And then I can tell you if, okay, I'm locked in on Bo Nix. I know he's starting. But then in my flex, I'm considering Pollard. I'm considering Keon. I'm considering, Jake Ferguson, for example. So that will actually give us access to your entire roster when you submit. Right now, I think you submitted it and you don't have your team linked. But we can still answer the question just for next time. Harvey, Ollie, or Ford as RB2. My God, that's rough. I mean,
that is rough. I mean,
I think I would just throw Harvey out there.
I would as well over Ford. Once again, going based off matchup opportunity, you kind of hope Denver's up early against the Titans. Obviously, it's week 1. Anything can happen. Jerome Ford is going to be most likely projecting playing from behind with the Cincinnati Bengals. Harvey, if the game script is correct, he should be getting opportunity, maybe a garbage time touchdown. That's what we hope for in this scenario. Obviously, anything can happen in week 1.
Anything can happen in week 1. That's 100% right. But I think we're going to go Harvey there because my name's Rod and I like to party. Okay. Ford could be let me be very clear. Ford is probably the safer play. But my name's Rod and I like to party. And sometimes you can do a party pick in week 1 because a lot of this is unknown. All right. Oogly Boogly with a team review as well. You're going to see a lot of people with the free indication, like Oogly Boogly had a free indication there. The reason why these guys are getting some free vouchers is because they are 2025 season pass members with the promo code LAND. So when you become a season pass member, you get unlimited access to the Flock Fantasy website with like our weekly rankings, rest of season rankings. You get the trade calculator, you get the comparison tool, the prospects tool, the predictive tool, all the draft guides, etc. So that's why you're seeing some of these people where it says free, because they're already season pass members with the code LAND. So that is available to anybody who should choose to want it. Now, I think that is all the questions on the Flock site. Let me double check.
Oh, wow.
But we do have a lot of team reviews we'll get to, and we're going to right after the flock site is done, we're going to jump to super chat. So we got a lot of team reviews we'll get to, but let's jump to some super chats here. The first one is from Diego. And, to anybody submitting a super chat, I can't advise enough to instead submit it through the flock site. Again, go create an account for free with the promo code LAND, and then you can ask a question once you've linked a team for free. The reason I say that is because you don't have to wait around, just kind of seeing when we're going to answer your question. On the flock site, when you ask a question, our devs are so smart. They've made it a way where you get a time code to exactly what time on the stream we've answered your question. So you don't have to wait around. You can just ask the question, and then you'll get a direct code at your convenience. But hopefully Diego's still here. Shout out to Mexico. But Sutton, Pearsall, or T-Mac as a flex, this would probably be Sutton for me.
Even on YouTube. Yeah,
bro.
It would be Sutton as well. Appreciate you, Diego.
I guarantee you, like, Igbuka, Pearsall, and T-Mac are like the most asked question this entire week.
What was it last year, week 1? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Godzilla size fireballs. My RB2 situation sucks. Mason, Etienne, or Bigsby, or can I take -3 and start an extra Sutton? Wait, take a -3. So it's just like a DFS type thing? An extra Sutton.
Basically, would you rather start Sutton but start with -3 points, or start Mason, Etienne, or Bigsby? I'd rather start Sutton.
Yeah, I'd rather start with -3. -3 is...
It's annoying, for sure.
Yeah.
It will definitely make an impact. But if you had to start one of the running backs, I'd probably put Etienne first, but I have no idea how to digest that backfield. They just announced today, as they already announced in the preseason, that they're co-starters.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Powerhouse is the next one that I see. Calvin, Debo, and Mika. Cooper Cup week 2, pick 2. If you're looking at next week already, that's kind of crazy. I can answer this question for week 1. I would be going Debo, Samuel, and Mika and Buka here.
Yeah.
But for week 2,
I don't have my mind wrapped around week 2 at all.
No.
But in case you need a quick review, the Titans are facing
let's have
the
a look.
Rams. I'd probably still go Debo and Cup and Igbuka, but I mean anything can happen this week. One of these guys could be injured. We have no idea.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
All right, Pero here says my wide receivers are Higgins, Jennings, Adunze, Rice, and Godwin. Who should I drop and who should I pick up? Mooney, Tillman, Mims, Allen. Jennings, Adunze, Rice, Godwin. I wouldn't drop any of those names for the names that are mentioned here.
No, I wonder who your running backs are. Maybe you can drop a running back, because the guy that I would pick up there is Mooney. Just to have on your team, but other than that.
Yeah, I guess like between Godwin and Keenan Allen or Mooney, like any of those guys could be if you need a flex this week, if that's what you're telling me, then you can go out there and flex probably Keenan or Mooney. But if you're playing the long run game, I think Godwin is the better long-term stash per se.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's it.
Just an update, guys. Just so you guys know, we're doing a giveaway today. All right. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is like the stream and type 2 days into the YouTube chat. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be officially entered into the giveaway. Okay. Now, every time we hit 50 likes, we will give away a start sit and a trade question voucher. Okay. So yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm Nate says, you just read my team. I'm Nate Fournier. What running back would you go after with Travion, J-Mo, Travis Hunter as a trade piece to send? Now, that is a question, oddly enough, Nate, that would be easier for us to answer if we had access to your team there. We've kind of now completed that question, so we can't actually bring your team up. But if you submitted that through the site, it would be easier. But
yeah, you can link your league and your sleeper league or your ESPN Yahoo league there.
In general, I wouldn't be moving Travion. I can't remember the names on his team. Let's see.
I think he had like, I feel like he had like Travis Hunter. He had Travis Hunter, Jameson, rookie, if I'm not mistaken. There was a lot of names there.
Yeah, this is going to be hard to go back and look. Let me see, because can't remember what we have access to and what we don't. Okay, hold on. Hold on. So you would ideally submit this as a trade question with your league linked, because then we can actually look at your entire league. But just hypothetically, I would say packaging like a Hunter. I wouldn't move Henderson, but packaging, actually, for week 1, you should probably hold, because I don't really want to like sell Henderson on the high, but I would probably go quarterback if anything. So packaging like a Hunter and a Drake May, trying to go get a Jalen Hurts, for example. You know, that would be the idea there to improve your overall starting lineup. But I appreciate you, Nate.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Once again, like, I know it's a shameless plug, but like, if you can submit that again on the site, not, you don't have to, but just saying next time, submit that question with your team linked, your league linked, excuse me, then we can give you even better insight on that. But we appreciate that donation regardless, man.
We do have a question on the Flock site, so let's jump right back to that. Again, if you guys want to prioritize your questions, there's no, you don't have to or anything, but if you want to prioritize your questions and get a guaranteed reply from us, that is done through the Flock site. Use the code LAND, or, you just go to the a la carte and ask a question there. That's what Jared here has done. So it looks like he is, he's starting Baker, Kyron, Connor, Chase, London. At tight end is the question that he has there. Let me just double check his roster.
Zach Ertz or Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, what are you thinking there? Big Kraft.
It's really tough. Yeah, it's really tough. I think you have to go Tucker Kraft. I think there's a lot more weighing on Tucker Kraft coming into this year. He was projected for a lot of people as like a top 10 tight end. And Zach Ertz was probably
even the matchup
undrafted.
is pretty decent versus Detroit.
I think the matchup for both is pretty good.
It's projected to be the second highest scoring game of the week there, Green Bay and Detroit. Obviously, with Jaden Reed not being 100%, but trying to play through things, with Golden being a rookie, I think Kraft is like the one mainstay of, we kind of know what we're getting with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I would lean there, but it's a close one. All right, I think we did just get another question here. Let's double check. Let's see. Something was submitted. I don't know if it was a team review or a question. Let me double check. We got the notification though. It was a start sit here. This is from Smalls. And it looks like they are starting Justin Fields right now. Amarion Hampton at RB2. Wow. Yeah, this is the situation. This is what Nathan in the Flock League is trying to deal with. I actually looked at his matchup. I wish I was facing Nathan. Love him. I think he's great at what he does. But, I mean, his team is clearly the team that's in the most difficult spot in week 1. Because he has no Jordan Addison, who's suspended. He has no Judkins. He has to start Caleb Johnson. Who else is he going to start? Like Chris Rodriguez?
I think you have to start Caleb.
That's the spot this guy's in right here.
Yeah, you have to start Caleb here.
Is it Caleb or is it Dylan? They're both backups, so might as well go Caleb, right?
I would rather go Caleb. Obviously they're both rookies. But I would just go Caleb in the projected better offense.
Yeah, I have actually all these guys in the same tier outside of Rodriguez. So
watch Rodriguez be the number one guy this week as well. Just typical. That's
not a fun one at all, and I don't envy you for being in that position, but probably have to put Caleb out there. But my dude, you have Sutton and Adunze on your bench. Like, can we please go out there and make a trade? Let's go send. If Sutton is the sexy name and Adunze hasn't broken out yet, let's go send Sutton and Caleb and try and grab like a Josh Jacobs or something, a JT, Chase Brown, Bucky. You've got the assets to make some movement. I would be looking to move.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you
big time, my dude. So that is all the questions on the Flock site. Let's jump back to the regular questions here. And little update on the like goal. We're currently at 146, which means in 5 likes we will do the giveaway. If you're just joining us, we are giving away a trade question and a start sit voucher every 50 likes. Every time we hit another 50 likes, all you have to do to enter is like the stream and type 2 days into the chat. But we appreciate y'all for being here. We're going to start answering some questions at random. and then we will get to some of these team reviews because we have a lot of team reviews that we have to get today. So let's start answering some of them at random. If any questions come through the Flock site, we'll jump back there and prioritize it. Let's start with Balram, who says, I got Knicks, Chase, and Monroe, Evans, Kittle, and Jason is my flex. What do you think heading into week 1? It looks good, my friend. I think you should be confident. Really good. Let's see. At random, let's choose someone. Rouskov says, I need help. Drop one. Charbonnet, Jennings, Godwin, or Ibuka. I guess in this scenario it would be Godwin.
Yeah.
Must be in a smaller league, though.
Someone
says, would you drop Ertz to get Judkins? Yes. Yes, I would. I would be comfortable doing that. Let's see here. Xavier says, full PPR, bench 1, Henderson, DK, Pearsall, Pacheco. For me, this is probably Henderson. I want to start him. I want to have fun playing him in my lineups, but at the same time...
Yeah, I would do the same there as well.
There's just less known commodities, if that makes sense.
I just don't love the idea of even starting DK, which is crazy to say. But anyways... Continue.
Yeah, we do have a question on the Flock site, so let's jump right back over there. This is from Etchy. And Etchy has a question. He says, start sit. So he's going to sit. He's going to start Dak, Achane, Hampton. Those are the obvious starts there. Sutton, Kittle, and at flex. This is where he's got a difficult one between names like Eckler and Kirk Odunze Ridley. For me, this would be Rome Odunze. I like the matchup versus the Vikings this week.
I would go with that as well.
Yeah, I don't like Ridley's matchup versus Pat Surtain and the Broncos. I could see Eckler being the sneaky right play here, but Odunze would be my answer here in week 1. I think we're going to learn a lot about a lot of backfields.
A lot of backfields, yeah.
There's been a lot of chatter, but I think there's still a lot we're going to learn here in week number 1.
I agree. I completely agree.
Appreciate you, my friend.
My goodness, that is crazy. I'm excited to learn as well.
Like the backfields and stuff.
Yeah, there's just so much that like I just can't wait to have answers for. It's like, all right, man. We've been projecting for the past 6-7 months already.
I know. Okay, let's jump to the chat. Let's answer 3 questions at random, and then let's jump into some team reviews. Okay. And then of course, if anybody wants a guaranteed reply, they know how to do that through the site. Okay, so let's go to Uncle Fresh, who says flex Terry, T-Mac, or Hendo. I would go Terry McLaurin there.
Agreed.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Unc.
Let's go Connor here. He says full PPR, Olave, Warren, or Hunter at flex.
Olave, Warren, or Travis. I'll go Travis Hunter.
Yeah, this would be Travis for me too, as crazy as that sounds. That probably sounds crazy, but let's answer this question. This is very peculiar. He says, Kamara in the Colts defense or Dobbins in the Broncos defense? If that's a trade, for the love of God, take the Kamara side. And if someone is trying to give you Dobbins and the Broncos defense for Kamara and the Colts defense, I would love for you to send them a clip and tell them, hey, stop trying to literally rob my guy blind, okay? But if you're the guy robbing him, all the power to you. It's Colts and Kamara by far. It's not even close. It's decades apart in value.
Decades apart.
We've had this question a lot from Snurg about NFL fantasy. So just so you guys know, NFL fantasy is not on the Flock site because NFL fantasy doesn't allow public access to their website. Leagues like Sleeper, Yahoo, ESPN, there's public access to your leagues that is just available for anyone. NFL fantasy doesn't do that. So unfortunately, it's more they need to change the way they do things more than we need to change the way we do things. But just so you guys know, recently the NFL site was bought out by ESPN, so I'm not sure how long that will be around. Maybe next year that might merge with ESPN or something. But so if anything, now's a great time to transition to Sleeper or ESPN or something, so you can link your league.
We need weekly pick'ems. We need to remember to do that, like weekly, and then I think I said this. We should do that, like before kickoff.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Yeah, we
if we
definitely
have
can.
time.
We definitely can. All right,
If
we've
we
got a
have time.
super message on the Flock site, so we're always going to prioritize those messages on the Flock site. And we've got one here from Jared. He said, "Should I drop someone for Judkins?" Well, Jared, we don't have access to your team here that you're trying to show us.
Didn't Jared just ask that question on YouTube? And we said you should drop.
No, that was Nate.
Okay, never mind.
So I think what Jared is thinking here is we're somehow going to be able to have access to his team. We don't have access to your team here, my friend. And I just want to explain how this all works. So what you did is you went to the site here and you did super message. When you do a super message, it just shows up as like a regular question. So if your question is, should I drop someone for Judkins? What would be best is to either submit a start sit or a trade probably a start sit. That way we can actually see your entire team if you link it. So we don't know what options you have available to you.
I think I would say the best option for you, if you wanted us to look at your team.
He said, I asked to start sit earlier. He said, okay, let me go back and see that.
Right. Because if you access,
it's really hard because your guys' questions get lost.
Once we submit it, it's hard to go through.
Yeah. Let's see here. Jared 9.
Yeah, I would say if you wanted to do that, you should do a start sit question. I don't know what you feel about that.
Okay, so let's see. I see his team now.
Yeah.
I would probably drop like a Zach Ertz. Yeah, Zach Ertz is who I would drop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we appreciate
just so you know, when you submit the super message on the site, it's just like a super message on YouTube. We don't have access to your team there. So if you want to ask a question, you could do it as like a start sit, and then we would see your team if it's linked. Or a trade question. If you want to ask hey, who should I trade this player for? Or I have this trade idea. That gives us access to your entire league. The trade question does. The start sit gives us access to your entire roster, not your entire league. So yeah, but I would drop Ertz pretty comfortably there.
Appreciate you there, Jared. He went to Jared. That was my team name 2 years ago in our home league.
He went to Jared. Let's do a couple of these super chats on YouTube, and then we're gonna jump to some team reviews here. He says T-Law or Caleb in week 1. I got these guys in the same tier. Both guys you want to see take the next step. I have more confidence, oddly, in Trevor, but it's
me
close.
too. And I'm not a Trevor guy, so I would definitely go Trevor Lawrence there with you. So appreciate you there, tactical shooter. Migs, thank you so much. It says, "Sup boys, rank my team 14-man half PPR. You got Justin Jefferson, Kyron, Kamara, Sutton, DJ, and Booker, Rice, Sampson, Reed, Stroud, and Loveland as my tight end. Looks pretty good, brother. I think it looks good. And obviously, you got Reed there with a nice little, or Rice, excuse me, with some opportunities. But you got to hope to see if that's going to play out for you in a 14-man league. That might be a little bit tough.
Yeah. This was Migs, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's a decent team. We can't get you full team review with the super chat, but overall, I like it. Obviously, Jefferson, Kyron, Kamara is solid. Rice, if you can just, be 500 by the time Rice comes back, I think that will be a real game changer for you.
Yeah, it's all about Rashee Rice and how he's going to perform and bounce back for you
Axiom says, I get Hampton, London for Walker, Dak, Pickens. Yeah, give me Hampton, London. That's not even close. All right, let's go to some team reviews here. If you guys want to prioritize your questions, we'll jump between the questions on the Flock site and the team reviews. And then we'll try our best to implement the chat as we can. Oh, Safe and Sound here says trying to do a team review. It says 67 can't. Is that the price every time? If you're a member with us, then that is the discount that you get being a member. So, and then if you want to link your team with ESPN, you do that here first to begin. I don't know if that makes sense, Safe and Sound. But once you link your team, so let's say, for example, I wanted to link my team. So the Flock League, I click Team Review, Flock League. Then you can choose. Okay.
Did you submit something there, Safe and Sound, on our Discord? Because the devs will definitely. I know there's been a bunch of
People
a
with
bunch of
ESPN.
glitches with ESPN, because ever since the new integration to the site, ESPN has been making it a little bit difficult. So if you submitted a ticket on the site, once again on site issues there, they would definitely hit you back, because there's a lot of people. ESPN sync link, ESPN issues with ESPN, issues with linking my team for ESPN. So
can't upload my team, it's just lagging, not sure why. Is this everybody in ESPN? By the way, Discord, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by Discord doesn't work? If you submit a tag there in site issues, we're definitely gonna have our devs look at it. So definitely make sure you submit it there in site issues.
So click on that link there. Safe.
It looks like a lot of people are having issues with ESPN right now.
With ESPN, which a
tell
lot of
our
people
devs.
are doing that. So I wish I can show you how Zach is doing that. But as you go to our Discord, guys, you're gonna see on the left side of your screen there's a category, right? That just says like, it says rules, announcements, and then site issues on there, and the exact same link that Zach just put it in the YouTube chat. And I'm gonna spam that again for you guys, just really fast, just so you guys understand. Like, this is the site issues link. Go there, and if you have an issue linking any of your team on Sleeper, ESPN, or any other issues, those are the guys that you should talk to, so that then whenever you ask us a question, we have everything that's correct. Okay.
Yeah, site issues is always going to be the place if you have questions. And just keep in mind, like, our devs are going to get to it as quickly as they possibly can every time, I promise.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that is helpful, my friend. But we've got another question here. Let's jump to that. Let's see.
Yes, let's see.
This is from Azathoth. Okay, why don't you go ahead and start that one for us there?
Hold on, it's loading for me here. Sorry.
That's okay.
As I'm waiting, some sites a little bit slow on my end. Okay. Azathoth. Appreciate you. This is a 1 quarterback, 12 team star 7. Jaden Daniels, Chase Brown downtown, RJ Harvey. What's another tight running back you have? Okay, so RJ Harvey is your best option there.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra, Marvin, Tyler Warren there. And then you're going to be starting, Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, it would be Sutton.
At that flex position there. Once again, another situation where you can probably sell one of these guys, see if you can up to you at the running back position. Just try and get something a little bit better. Either way, I think this is a good team.
Yes, sir. I like it. Sutton's definitely the best option. The good news for you, even though we don't love Harvey in week 1, is he should be a better play season long. So hopefully, like your Amon-Ra's, your Marvins, your Jadens, your Chase Browns, those guys are all available for you. Yes, appreciate y'all. Let's jump into a team review. There's a couple questions in the chat on how you can get a team review, and I think we'll just answer that straight away here. So keep in mind, guys, when you get a team review from us, that is a much more detailed process than just asking a start sit or a regular question. Okay. We take the time out to look at your entire league, to look at your status in that league, and to give you the most customized review you can possibly get. And every person who gets a team review with Fantasyland here is also getting a team playbook, which is basically a customized playbook for your fantasy football season, completely customized to your team, your league. You can get that by using the promo code LAND, becoming an annual Mother Flock member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store to submit a team review with Zach and Badaki. It's one of the vouchers that you get. You get it for free, basically, by becoming an annual Mother Flocker member. Now, if you're a season pass member already with the code LAND, you can easily go to the My Teams tab here, and it should have an ad for you to upgrade. It'll take the price off the season pass, or you can manually do it in your account. You can click Edit Plan, and you can go to an annual Mother Flocker member. Now, if you're a member with a different promo code, you can still go through the Flock store, get a team review from Zach and Badaki here. Make sure you submit it with Fantasyland, but you won't get the discount that the Land members get. If you guys see any value in it, great. Like Dr. Knockers here probably doesn't see value in it. That's fine. If you don't see value in that, don't submit a team review. There's no hard feelings here. As you can see, we are kind of bogged down with team reviews. So if you want to prioritize us looking at your team, we'd be more than happy to do so. If you see value in that, beautiful. If you don't, there is no hard feelings whatsoever. Okay, so let's get to the first team review here from Anton Harm. And let's jump into it, shall we? This was a team that they submitted their team review yesterday, but it unfortunately wasn't linked, if I'm not mistaken. So we gave them the free voucher to come back and link their team. You are muted, I assume. I'm not sure.
I am muted, so sorry. Thank you so much. A ton of harm. Thank you so much for the support. It says, you'll see what I mean by some new guys to fantasy/vets in the league by the other teams. Only really worried about my bye week, so any advice/constructive criticism is welcome to improve the team. We currently rank third out of 12, and by the way, this is a heavy hitters. Once again, a lot of start 7 leagues, which is a lot more than I kind of expected. I thought at the moment that kind of seems like the common denominator across a lot of these leagues. Start 7 is the most common
start 8,
one,
yeah.
Anyways, once again, ranked third out of 12 here. Let's have a look at this team. At the quarterback position, Kyler, Michael Penix there. Running back, Say, Bucky, Travion, JCM, Zach Charbonnet, Ollie Gordon. Good running back. From the wide receiver, you got Brian, Marvin, Calvin Diggs with Tyler Warren at that tight end position here. Going straight to some admin stuff. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is going to be your untradeable right now. Same thing with Brian Thomas is going to be your untradeable. Some stashes, like you already have, Ollie Gordon is going to be a good stash that you're stashing right now. I would also say JCM is a good stash. Guys off the waiver wise, you can go ahead and potentially pick up just to kind of wait and see what's going to be happening with them. I would say Tootin is going to be a big one for us at the moment. Woody Marks, I like to say you can pick up as well, just to see what he's going to be doing. Let's see if we can get you some wide receivers as well.
I would stick to those 2 names. Don't force a pickup just to force a pickup. Those are your best options. I would say you could probably drop Michael Penix if you don't want to do that right now. Then that's fine. But you've got even a Justin Fields, Sam Darnold, Michael Penix. Maybe you want to hold on to him and be precious with the quarterbacks, and that's fine. But I will put him
cut forecast
as a cut forecast. Maybe after week 1, if you don't see any value, I would cut him first of any of these names to try and scour the waiver wire for like the next hot name. That's how I would play it there. Overall team grade. So it's a start 7, which is great because you're not going to have to worry about depth as much. You've got Kyler, Saquon, Bucky, Thomas, Marvin, Warren. That's your 6. 7 will either be Henderson, Ridley, or Diggs. I imagine there are stronger teams in your league. You don't have an elite quarterback. You don't have an elite tight end, but Warren could turn into that over the course of the year. He totally could. We see what happened with Brock Bowers last year. So I would probably put this at like a B or B minus in my mind. B or B minus.
I would say, for me, it is a B, so I'm right there with you.
All right, so we'll label it a B minus for now. Not a bad team at all. A team that could definitely improve over the course of the year. You're anticipating a lot of things to happen, right? Travion breaking out, Marvin breaking out, Warren breaking out. You're anticipating Diggs being good off that injury, Ridley being good with a new quarterback. So there's a lot of projections here, and that's going to really determine the ceiling and the floor of your team. So we're going to go ahead and say B minus. Have we done everything admin-wise? Can we jump to the chalkboard here?
Yeah, that's everything admin.
All right, so in the chalkboard, we're going to come up with some customized trade ideas for you. And again, this is what you guys get when you buy a team playbook, a team review with us here at Fantasyland. Again, if you see value in it, beautiful. If not, there's no hard feelings.
You get a graphic, by the way, beautiful graphic.
Okay, so let's first off, I really don't think Penix should be rostered with all the Tootins on the waiver wire. But this is a team where I would probably. We've been suggesting people to take advantage of the JCM hype in trades, and I don't know if you can do that now that they've kind of labeled him "quote unquote" RB4. Now I don't think he's going to end the season as RB4. Jeremy McNichols is not keeping Eckler or JCM off the field, in my opinion. But if there's anyone in your league that's kind of obsessed with JCM, that's probably the route I would take. I'd probably package JCM and Ridley, and I'd be looking to try and find an upgrade. That's really the crack on your team in an ideal world that I would exploit. So let's see if there's a team that has either a Probably wide receiver. If they have an issue there, Ridley's going to be their upgrade, quote unquote. So let's try and find a team that has a wide receiver need. So far, there's nobody. How about the guy who has Jerry as his wide receiver 3? Could we use those names to get a Cortland Sutton? You know, maybe they want more safety in their running back room. So I think ideally, actually, we're probably trying to look for a team that needs help at running back.
Well, the team.
How about the guy who has
ETN running back
at RB3?
Let's see.
I'm Brandon. They have DK Metcalf. You're not going to get Nico in this deal, so it's not a great fit. Let's keep looking. Was there a team in particular
There's a couple other teams that might have an opportunity here. Let's see.
Like T. Higgins would be great for this guy who you might have to, that's the initial trade. I'm sure there will be counters. But with Scadaboo as his RB3, he might be interested in having a conversation with you. Joe Mixon, Team 10, not a trader, might be perfect. Let's go get Mike Evans. That would actually be the perfect trade for you. They have no RB3 because they have Joe Mixon. What the hell is going on with their team in general?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have no wide receivers either outside of CeeDee Lamb and Mike Evans.
So they might be the perfect team. The guy who has Tank Bigsby is definitely intriguing, but I'm not sure there's a trade there unless you go for like a Jameson. Some of these teams are just terrible. I'm trying to figure out what exactly they did in their drafts. But I think those would be the 4 main ideas I'd try to explore. I don't think you really need to make any drastic moves before the season begins, but those are the moves that we would probably look to do ourselves, Badaki.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. You should be receiving that playbook within 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours on the Flock Fantasy message system there. Ton of harm. Thank you so much for that support there.
And again, that will be customized to everything that we talked about today for your fantasy football team. All right, let's go to Jashimi next here, but we do have a question that was just submitted, so let's jump in between the questions. We got the super chat on YouTube. Guys, we've said this pretty much consistently for the past week, but if you do want to prioritize your question, we're always going to prioritize the Flock Fantasy ones. Then we'll jump to YouTube. So let's do the start sit, and then we'll get to Shadow here in a second, but we're going to honor everything that we've said here. I am going to start Kyler over Herbert. Herbert's matchup is not that ideal. At tight end, they have Loveland and Warren. I trust Warren more in week 1. And then at the flex spot, this is easily Egbuka in my opinion.
Yeah, completely agreed there.
Shakir's a great option too, but I just prefer Egbuka in that passing attack there in Tampa Bay. But this is a great roster. I like your chances in week 1, my friend. All right, the super chat from Shadows says, I have Hill, Ladworthy, DJ Moore. Do I trade or keep? Yeah, I feel like we keep plugging the site, but it's because we're being 100% honest with you guys. I don't know, like, it's difficult to answer this question. There's no context. I don't know what your starting lineup is. I have no idea what your running backs look like. I don't know what your league looks like, what scoring settings you're in.
I guess and we would kind of want to honor that by giving you the best answer, because of what I can tell you right now, all I can say is, you know what, I would trade Tyreek Hill because I don't believe he's going to be Tyreek Hill. Yeah. Then we're done with the conversation, right? But like, we can have a little bit more of a longer conversation, give you a little bit more in depth of why we would be trading Tyreek Hill and who we will trade that to if we had your team linked. And it sounds like a real dick, hey, we're plugging the site, we need more of this, but it's actually just so much better for you guys.
Yeah, you know, it's a very one-dimensional answer here, whereas on the Flock site with your team linked, we can go into 4 or 5 different options here. But I would prefer to move Tyreek Hill. If you can turn Tyreek Hill into a Jameson Williams, if you can turn Tyreek Hill into a Tet McMillan, that's very intriguing to me. But he would be the name that stands out that we like the least, if that's helpful. Yeah, if you can turn Tyreek into a Terry McLaurin, a T-Mac, like we said, a Marvin, an Adams, these are all names that we would prefer over Tyreek. Now, Tyreek can come out in week 1 and surprise us, and that's very much a possibility. But yeah, hopefully that is helpful, my dude. I appreciate you. Thanks for submitting the question, and I can't encourage you enough to submit it through the site. We can give you a much better answer on the site. Next team is Jashimi. Let's answer this one. It's a team review. There is no context, but that's okay. It's a 1 quarterback, 12 team start 7.
Okay, so that's all heavy hitters there, yeah. Let's have a look at this team. Drake May with running back Jahmyr Gibbs, Omarion Hampton, Zach Charbonnet, Javonte Williams with Scoot and Tootin. Wide receivers is Tetaroa, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, Ricky Keon Coleman, and Brock Bowers here. Especially in one of these smaller leagues, Brock Bowers is definitely going to be an untradeable for us. Same thing could be said with Jahmyr Gibbs. Brock Bowers and Gibbs are going to be your untradables. Your stashes, like you already have, Tootin, which is a great stash. We've been telling everyone to hold him, and
Keon.
I would just say Keon. Yeah, exactly. Keon Coleman is going to be a good one as well.
Yeah.
At the waiver wire position, here are some guys that you could potentially pick up if you really wanted to.
I'd love to pick up Jaden Blue if I had Javonte, but
yeah, same.
Joe Mixon on there is so like if you have an IR spot, I would be willing to drop one of these names, pick up Joe Mixon, put him on your IR, and then pick up another name for free.
That's where I was gonna go. If you have an IR spot, Joe Mixon should be rostered on your team, regardless of the situation. Because if he does come back, you have a starting running back easily coming into that. Other than that, I think those are the two guys. Cut 4 Cass, a guy that you can wait and see. I would probably say Tootin will be, but you can give him the longest period
Tootin like
if you want it.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, the longest period that you want until you cut him. So up to week 3 and he hasn't gone on the field, we haven't heard anything, then you drop him.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Drake May is a starter right now, which is fine. You have plenty of like quarterbacks there if Drake May doesn't pan out on the waiver wire. Overall, this team, we're probably starting May, Gibbs, Hampton, T-Mac, Wilson, Bowers. So your wide receiver room took a little bit of a hit because you went Bowers early. I imagine that's what happened. You didn't take your first wide receiver, right? So it would have been Gibbs, then Bowers, Hampton. Your first wide receiver would have come in round 4. So that would have been difficult on you. But overall, I still like the team because you got a lot of receivers that I like. So again, we're starting May, Gibbs, Hampton, T-Mac, Wilson, Bowers. That's your 6. You can only start one more name, so it's probably this week Pearsall, but could be Pickens in the future. I like the roster. You're a little weak at RB3, but you have plenty of options there. I'm going to go B flat. I think if this wide receiver room was a little bit better, it could probably get into the B+ range, but I would say B flat.
There's just a lot of we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see with Omarion. We have to wait and see with Ted. Even though we believe in these guys, wait and see with George Pickens. Wait and see with Ricky. We believe in these guys, but at the same time, if they don't pan out the way we're hoping for, then this team could really be in shambles. They're not the veteran proven guys that we know. So I think this is a good team, but a lot of upside here. But that is everything for the admin side.
Yes. Is Safe and Sound still in the chat? I'm just curious. Let me know if you're still in the chat, Safe and Sound. Okay, that's all admin. Let's jump into some trade ideas. Now, full transparency, there are some teams that submit they submit a team review, and then the most honest feedback is probably to hold. I feel like this is one of those teams. So what I want to do is give them a free trade question voucher to come back at some point, because I always want you guys to get the most value. Whenever you purchase a team review from us, you support us and you want our opinions. I always want you to feel like you get so much value from it. I like the team. The only area that I would maybe look at making a move is Garrett Wilson. That depends on where Garrett Wilson went in your draft. Because there are names that I prefer over a Garrett Wilson. Now you look at your depth, you have an option of like Pickens, Pearsall right now. So you don't have a lot of flexibility here to make a move.
You don't.
But
you really don't.
If I did make a move, it would probably just be a pivoting off of Garrett Wilson, Badaki. So that's why I gave you the trade question voucher, because I think this is more of a team that is in a hold position rather than an actively looking to move position. And to me, I'd rather go have If you can, I'd rather go have a Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison. Again, we don't know exactly how your draft went. Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison, T. Higgins. I assume some of these names were drafted before. I assume some of these names were drafted after. Probably can't ask you to go look for like a JSN or something. But I would even be willing to like tear down from Garrett Wilson.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know?
That's what I was gonna say. I like the names like Cortland Sutton, depending on where he was at. That might be more of a pivot, depending on how you feel.
Yeah, can we get a Sutton plus something, a Mike Evans plus something,
a Jameson plus something?
Yeah, Jameson plus something.
You have the two guys I would instantly go to.
So let's
Maybe
look at
Rome
the
plus
Sutton,
something,
the Sutton
if
team.
you really want to tear down. Yeah.
And let's say, okay, he also has Mike Evans. So there's really nowhere that you could quote unquote upgrade here. Yeah, like you can't really upgrade at quarterback there, running back. You could go Hampton to JT. You know, if you just want to like make that a 2 for 2 where you send Hampton and you get Jonathan Taylor. Oh, that's the wrong team.
Let's see what else he got there. Yeah, maybe we just go to Jameson because Mike might be hard. Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams is kind of in that team with Great Dane. It's kind of that same position. It just depends on where you're drafting.
Yeah.
Where you draft.
Well, you could go get Terry and send Pickens, so you can make it a 2 for 2, or you send Garrett Wilson and George Pickens, get Jameson and Terry McLaurin, something like that.
Yeah, that feels good.
And this would be the same idea, except it's Mike Evans instead of Sutton here. All right.
Yeah, I would be happy with those, man. And once again, Jasmine, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. You get that free trade voucher or trade question there on your system, and then you should be receiving your playbook here within 24 to 48 hours on the Flock Fantasy message system. They're customized to everything that we drew up here today. But like Zach said, this is a team that you kind of want to wait to see. You have a lot of upside. You have to wait. You don't really want to make any moves, but if you can pivot off of guys that we feel more comfortable with, that we feel like have a higher upside, that is probably the best thing you should do with this team.
Yes. Okay, there's a couple things we need to do before we jump into the next team. Number one, we hit another 50 likes, so we need to do a giveaway. If you guys don't know, every time we hit 50 likes, we're doing a giveaway. We're giving away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. So this is your last chance to get in there. All you have to do is type 2 days into the YouTube chat and like the stream. All right, so once you've done those two things, you'll be automatically entered. I'll give you one last chance here because we got to answer a start sit from Mello, and then there's a super chat as well. So Mello BR is starting Brock Purdy. They're between Walker and Pollard. I'm close on those, but I lean Walker. Worthy, London, Warren, and then at the flex, they can start either Pollard or Ridley or Igbuka. Now, in my opinion, Pollard is the safest play here because he's going to touch the ball 18 plus times. There's no Tajay Spears. Even if they're down in games, he will get targeted out of the backfield. But I think the fun play is Igbuka, and I don't think you can make the wrong choice here. It's a full PPR league. Again, if you want to play it safe, Pollard. If your name's Rod and you like to party, Igbuka. That's the way I would look at it. Do you have a different opinion?
What was Sorry, I don't know if you addressed.
Marvin is there.
Harrison.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if you addressed Marvin Harrison there.
No, unfortunately, I wasted a lot of time being an idiot when Marvin Harrison was the answer the entire time. I apologize.
Okay, awesome. So that's where I would go. Marvin Harrison, and I like to party. Still.
And we still like to party. I guess like Marvin. You know, Marvin is a party pick as well. We had another question come through on the Flock site, so let's answer that from Azoth. It's a super message. He says, any target/opinions on trades for an RB over Harvey? I'll be honest with you, my friend. If you drafted RJ Harvey, now is not the time to trade him.
No.
You know, reports come out.
I have RJ Harvey in the Flock League.
Dobbins is the RB1 in the depth chart. Like, this is probably the worst time to trade away Harvey. Right? Harvey's a guy that like in weeks 4, 5, 6 is going to eventually probably take over that role, and he'll be a name that you want. But right now I would deploy patience. I would not be going out there as a Harvey owner and aggressively be trying to make trades. But if you're trying to do like a pivot, you could pivot to a Hubbard, a Walker, a Connor. But beyond that, like, I just feel like the route with Harvey is playing the patient game with him.
I agree.
Okay.
I wouldn't be I have Harvey in the flock league. I'm not trading him until I kind of see that upside. If not, he's just going to be a depth piece on my team anyway. Appreciate you. Shining is next here. 1 quarterback, 12 team. You're starting Daniels, Higgins, Travion, Nico. At that wide receiver 2 position, this doesn't come easy for me.
That's what she said. But I agree. I actually feel confident in saying Igbuka here. Is that crazy?
It's not
don't
crazy.
Like DK's matchup.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
DJ in that entire offense is a little bit of a question mark. We don't know exactly how it'll unfold just yet. But we'll figure out. Can we agree Igbuka will play and then figure out the flex, or would you have someone else?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's agree Igbuka. I think it still makes it difficult because, like, I don't know if I'm, and then tight end, let's go Jake Ferguson, by the way, and then at that flex, I'm not confident to tell you if I don't know if I feel more confident in DK. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I feel more confident in Debo, but I feel like I should be starting DK. The same thing can be said with DJ Moore, in my perspective.
Yeah.
I would rather start those guys over DK, but it feels dumb to sit him.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Like, I can totally understand where you're coming from. My rankings tell me that the answer is DJ Moore, and it's close. They're back to back. All 3 of these guys are in my rank in my same tier.
That's kind of where I was going. I was going to go DJ.
Yeah. Good matchup. At least it's a good matchup versus the Vikings. It should be a high-scoring game. It's Monday Night Football. That'll be fun.
And the lowest over/under is Jets Steelers. Hey, of the week.
Yeah.
One of the lowest. So, all right, let's go DJ then.
Well, I found this hilarious in the chat, by the way, Badaki. So earlier we had someone tell us our team reviews were too expensive. And now we have someone telling us we're spending too much time on the team reviews. So
I just don't think people realize what's happening.
That just tells you that you just can't make people happy, unfortunately. We try so much. At every moment, someone is going to be upset, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's too expensive. We spend too much time and too much care on them. I don't know. Like, someone's going to be upset at some point.
Yeah, and I don't know.
That's okay.
Hey, each to their own there.
Raymond
by the way,
here.
Go ahead.
With the super chat.
Raymond. Raymond.
PPR start for week 1. JSN, Diggs, or Golden. I would be starting JSN.
Sorry, if you're starting JSN already, we have to choose between Diggs and Golden. I'm starting Diggs. I think that's the question.
The issue is, I'm going to agree with you. If we have the clear that Diggs won't have any restrictions, we don't have that clearing yet. We know he'll play. So unless they say Diggs is out there, no restrictions, I'm agreeing with you that Diggs is the play. If they say that, if they don't, then I would go JSN and Golden. But JSN's a clear 1.
I'll back you on that for sure, 100%.
All right, another super chat from Never Forgotten. Choose 2 full PPR: JSN, Sutton, Egbuka, McMillan. This would be JSN and Sutton for me. These names.
It has to be a graphic. There has to be a graphic moving forward on a week-to-week basis.
I actually hate it because I feel like people are wasting their money because we've answered the Sutton, Egbuka, McMillan so many times. I feel so bad. I want to answer. I want to help you, but
that's what I mean by saying it needs to be a graphic. Like, hey guys, this is the most answered, like not the most answered, the most questioned. 3 out of all, like, this is where we're going.
Yeah, but I appreciate the support.
100%.
Let's jump to back to the flock site with these team reviews. Let me just refresh and make sure we've got all the latest.
I think the next one is Brendan.
And Brendan, I apologize, man. We'll probably spend a good amount of time like rewarding you for supporting the channel. That's going to upset some people, and I just want to apologize in advance, Brendan. There's some people who might be upset by that. No, we appreciate you, dude. Thanks for submitting the team review. It's a 1 quarterback, 12 team start 8. That is our middle ground, or is that meat and potatoes? That's meat and potatoes.
1 quarterback, that's meat and potatoes. Yeah, cool. So that's meat and potatoes. I just put that in the chat for you guys. Not super confident with my wide receiver or quarterback room. He said there.
Sorry, Mason's here. He says start Judkins or Caleb as my RB2 this week. I drafted them in round 5 and 6, so I'm in a really tough spot. This is funny that you say that because we actually just had someone in the chat on the Flock site ask about starting Caleb Johnson, and I told them, you and Nathan are in a very specific, position here because the guy is going to have to start Caleb Johnson. To anybody out there who has to start Caleb Johnson, I wish you Godspeed. I
have
no idea what's going to happen.
I really hope Nathan wins. I think we're talking all this shit. I got to make a clip. We're talking all this shit about how Avery's about to dog Nathan in the week 1, and it's going to be the complete opposite. Because why? That's just fantasy football.
I want that to be the outcome so desperately. All right,
Please.
Brendan, let's get to his team review here. Brendan says, not super confident with my wide receivers or quarterbacks, and his team name is Saquon Season. He's currently ranked 7th.
7 out of 10. Yeah, so let's have a look at this team here. Already a bit low in the rankings there, but that doesn't mean anything.
No, it genuinely means nothing in week 1. Truthfully.
No. Caleb Matthew Stafford there. Running back is obviously Saquon Barkley. DeAndre Swift, Caleb Johnson, and oddly enough, Quinshon Judkins is also on this team. Hey, that's a great plug there. But Trey Benson. At the wide receiver room, A.J. Brown, DK, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen. What are the odds? Genuinely, that's crazy. He was actually asking for Brendan there. Yeah. And T.J. Hawkinson and Jake Ferguson. Going straight to some untradables, excuse me. Saquon Barkley is definitely going to be your untradeable, and I would say that's probably your only untradeable on this team. I'm happy to move everyone else, especially names like A.J. Brown. Stashes, I guess, is Quinshon.
Yeah, and Benson.
Yeah, Quinshon Judkins and Trey Benson, Trigger Trey. Some waiver wire ads here. Why can't I click on it? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I see Woody Marks, Chris Rodriguez, if you wanted to do that. I don't really think these guys are extremely necessary. You can also pick up Jalen Coker, put him on your IR if you have an IR spot. Alec Manor I really like as a flyer. I just apparently wasted 15 fab on Demario Douglas, but we'll wait and see what that looks like. So yes. Let me just write that all down. Let's put Woody Marks there. And then obviously on the cut forecast, you can definitely look in week 1. You can wait and see. It's going to be matchup based, but I would say Adam Thielen is going to be a cut after
I was just going to say for the cut forecast, let's just cut Stafford now. Why do we need Matthew Stafford?
Well, I was going to say because if Caleb is not the guy that we think, Matthew Stafford's probably just going to feel a little bit better.
But you still have Trevor, Penix, Tua, Bryce, Cam, Gino.
Yeah, we could do that. I'm just saying Adam Thielen can also be on that list later on in the sense of you drop him once Jordan Addison comes back. But yes, Matthew Stafford is the easier drop one.
Actionable day 1 advice when you watch this, drop Stafford and then pick up, to me, I would pick up Jalen Coker, put him on the IR, and then you have another free spot. You come back, you pick up 2 names instead of 1, if that makes sense. And then I would probably stash a Woody Marks, a Chris Rodriguez, Alec Manor, So, yeah. But, yeah, I definitely hear you. What are we thinking team grade-wise? I don't think this is the best team, honestly.
No, I don't think it's the best team either. I'm thinking a C+. I don't love the quarterback room. I don't love the RB2 room. I don't love the wide receiver 1 room if we're just looking at it.
Why do you keep saying room and then get specific?
I mean,
he's trying.
I'm trying very hard.
But no, I agree with you. I don't like the RB2. I don't like you probably paid up for Hawkinson because it's a tight end premium. And I just feel like even in a premium, I wouldn't have. You probably had to take Hawkinson early and then that sacrificed your running back room. But we're going to go C+. Things can go your way. Caleb can just be a monster. D can be great with Aaron Rodgers. Stafford or Caleb can break out. Hawkinson can be a top name, and we might be undervaluing him. But right now, I would probably put it at a C+ as well.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Go ahead and continue. I'll be right back.
Okay, so to the chalkboard then?
Correct. That's all admin.
Okay, so to the chalkboard. You're in a difficult position because you're in a start 8, not a start 7. So you can't really consolidate, especially with names like Caleb and Judkins. You know what I mean? So right now your starting lineup is Caleb, Saquon, Swift, AJ Brown, Higgins, Hawkinson. That's 6. DK makes it 7. And then I guess we'll put Diggs as 8 in week 1. So if you look at the rest of your roster, there really is not a lot of wiggle room to make moves here. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are we wiggling on this roster? You can do some 1-for-1s where you're straight swapping if you have a preferred name. But this is a more difficult roster to, kind of maneuver around, in my opinion. I really think the waiver wire is your move right now, not so much like making a lot of trades. I'm going to give you a trade question voucher because I feel really bad because I don't think I can get that creative with your team right now. You have a lot of limitations. The teams that have the Calebs, the teams that have the Judkins, the Jordan Addisons, the Chris Godwins, you're probably in a less flexible position than these other names, because if you drafted these guys, you really want to wait for them to reach their potential this year. And if you're going to trade them away, you're not going to be patient. And patience is typically the name of the game here in fantasy. So you're in a little bit of a difficult spot. If you're going to make a single move, man. Is there a team that needs tight end? Because what we could maybe do, even in a tight end premium, is move Hawkinson and start Jake Ferguson. So even in a tight end premium, I don't think Hawkinson's going to be an elite name this year. Maybe I'm wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the weakest tight end room in your league and see if we can offer them Hawkinson and improve the rest of our roster. So the guy who has Zach Ertz, can we move Hawkinson for an Xavier Worthy? Can we move Hawkinson for a James Conner? That's going to give you more flexibility. These are guys that you can start week in, week out. You can still start Jake Ferguson, especially with Micah Parsons being off that team. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot, in my opinion. So is that a move that you can make? If you make a move like that, then you're looking at a team that has more flexibility. If we make a move like that, then we can look at a DK Metcalf and think, can we package DK and Caleb and go upgrade at running back? That gives you a lot more flexibility where you want to be flexible, in my opinion. So that is an idea. I'm going to keep exploring. But again, this team has Dallas Goedert, Cade Otton. Can we go out there and get a Jameson Williams or an Alvin Kamara? These are the type of moves that I would probably be looking to make. I'd rather be weaker at that position, even though it's a tight end premium. I'm imagining you probably took Hawkinson earlier than maybe some people would have anticipated. But again, probably the best move is for you to hold. The Kincaid owner doesn't have names that I really want to pursue. The Bowers owner is fine. The Loveland owner is probably going to be patient. Yeah, so those are your main targets there. Again, I like the team, but
not in love with it.
I'm not in love with it, and you're going to have to be patient. You really are. You're going to have to be patient, right? Patient with JJ McCarthy. If you keep Hawkinson, you're going to have to be patient with the Judkins and Caleb Johnson situation. Caleb Williams is another name you have to be patient on. So it's very Eagles heavy, but I like the team, and I hope that's helpful. Come back when you have a trade idea, and we'd be more than happy to be helpful. We've sent you that trade question voucher for free, my friend.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. You should be receiving that playbook within 24 to 48 hours in the Flock Fantasy message system, customized to everything that we drew up here for you today, Brandon. Thank you so much for that support. I think we did get a couple start sit questions on the site there. So if we want to go to that,
yeah,
Arctic
go ahead.
Aurora is next, if I'm saying that correctly. He says, Bucks fans, difficult convincing myself to sit in Buka. At the quarterback position, you have Jalen Hurts, Kyron Williams, Bucky Irving, CeeDee Lamb at the wide receiver position, I would definitely be starting Cortland Sutton with Mark Andrews there at the tight end. Then, yeah, I'll be okay starting Mika and Buka here over Devonta Smith. I think it is really close. Let me actually, before I put my foot in my mouth, let me just double check that. Yeah, I'm going to go Mika over Devonta Smith. It's very close, actually.
Okay, that's where we disagree. I do have Devonta over Ekbuka in week 1. And because I do, I'd start Devonta in your wide receiver 2 spot because he plays Thursday night.
Yeah.
I just think that Cowboys defense is going to be one that we target every single week, you know. So I would probably be sitting Ekbuka with all the options there. But this is a team that could definitely afford to tier up. You know, go package a David Montgomery into Mark Andrews. Go package a Chris Olave into Mark Andrews and see if you can tier up at tight end.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you
we
so
did
much
have a couple questions that you skipped over, unfortunately, but that's okay. We've
I did?
A question from Safe and Sound here.
Okay.
And
it doesn't come in the... Sorry, just really quick. It doesn't come up in that order for me. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, that's okay. No, Safe and Sound knows
Continue.
we're not doing anything wrong here. We're just, you know, taking it as we come. That's what she said. Safe and Sound, can you do me a favor, my friend? Can you submit a site issue right now? And what I will do is I will tag the devs myself. So whatever issue you're experiencing, I want to make sure we help you out. Put it in the site issues tab. When it's there, let me know, and I will tag the devs so they and just be very like explain exactly what's going on to them. I want to make sure and help you guys as much as we can. But he says PPR Purdy, Henry, Robinson, Evans, Ladd, Kittle. Should I trade Walker? What's he worth? So, I'm wondering what that must be Bijan at RB. Like, is that Bijan? Surely that's not Brian Robinson. I don't know though.
I would imagine Bijan. And you go Bijan, you get Derrick Henry.
It's a nice team.
Ladd.
This would be a question that, you know, maybe you can't do this right now because you're not synced. I imagine that's what's happening, but would be easier.
Yes, it is Bijan. Okay.
Would be easier to know if you submit a trade question and just put Walker on one side so we can see your entire league. But I'm imagining you're not able to sync your league right now. Walker's a guy that I would personally probably be more in a hold right now than a sell. He fell down draft boards. But he is still going to be the starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks. We have all this talk about the new scheme. I would personally rather wait and see what he looks like in that offense than sell him now. But if you are going to sell Walker, then you want like the equivalent of like an Alvin Kamara. You want the equivalent, you know, like a Travion Henderson. You know, maybe you can go to Chuba Hubbard and upgrade. Like if you can get Chuba Hubbard in something, like in a 2 for 2. A James Cook. But right now, I'd probably lean on the side of hold.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd be okay with that.
Do you see Blue K's here? Start sit?
1920. Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead and start with that one next.
Okay, he says need a flex Dobbins, Eckler, Monty, Waddle, or Pickens. Quarterback position right now, you have CJ Stroud, then CMC, Josh Jacobs, Jerry Jeudy, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, Brock Bowers there. And for me, at that flex position, I would technically be starting. I actually will be starting George Pickens over Jerry, if that makes any sense. So we probably can't change it because I don't see George Pickens as that option. So put George Pickens in that wide receiver 1 or 2, whatever spot you really want to put that, and then put Jerry Jeudy in the flex option. Another guy I would highly consider is David Montgomery as well, but that's where I'm at.
Okay, yeah, not going Dobbins, Eckler. I personally have Waddle. I have Waddle ahead of Pickens this week.
Okay.
But I think Monty is the safest play here.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at, right? And then I was thinking.
I'm gonna go Monty there at flex. For Blue.
Okay. The next one I see here is Peso.
Yeah, let's go Peso. He's next.
Peso. One quarterback since team start. Ingram and Sutton's team. Same team. Should I drop Amari? Okay. You're starting Lamar Jackson. The running back position, you're going to be starting Jonathan Taylor. The RB2 position, I'll go Kenneth Walker. At the wide receiver 1 spot, I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb and then Malik Neighbors. At that tight end spot, you have Evan Ingram, which is fine. And then at the flex spot, I would be starting Tony Pollard and then Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I agree with you. The fact that you have Neighbors and Lamb on the same team is kind of crazy, by the way.
Yeah. And you
Like,
starting
to have
that
Lamar,
is crazy.
CD, Neighbors, Taylor, Walker on the same team. That 5 is
That's crazy,
kind of
kid.
ridiculous. I wouldn't force a trade, by the way. This should be a much better offense than it was last year, and they were already improved last year as far as Denver goes. So I wouldn't force a trade, but if a trade comes up naturally, then so be it. You know, like if you end up doing a trade and Ingram's a part of it or Sutton's a part of it, then let's let it happen naturally. But I wouldn't force it. Because I think if you try and go out there and manufacture a trade because you're worried about 2 players on the same team, you're going to end up losing that trade. So, yeah. As far as Amari Cooper, I'm fine to drop him. There's like a lot of names in a 10-team league I'd rather have than Amari Cooper.
I completely agree.
And if you want to know what those names are, we dropped a video this week, or well, it's technically last week, but it's within the last couple days. And I basically talk about my favorite stashes. So 15 must-stash players before week 1. So that's the video to go watch if you're looking at stash options. Appreciate you, Peso.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that support. I think the next one we have here is Safe and Sound.
He says, I have Kittle. Do I drop Goddard from my bench and pick up Ford or Hollywood Brown from waivers? I would be happy to drop Goddard for Ford. I don't have a strong opinion on Hollywood Brown, but if you already have George Kittle and, you know, let's say there's like a Brenton Strange, a Zach Ertz, level tight end already on your waiver wire, then I would have no problem whatsoever going ahead and dropping Goddard and picking up a Kittle. But if your league allows you to drop players after they've played, maybe you do this move after Thursday night. Like if Dallas Goedert for some reason puts up like a 20-point game, then maybe you can look to move him in a trade. But if he is out there and is mediocre, under 10 points, which is probably what most people expect, if you can drop him afterwards, you drop him and then you clear that move. So like the Flock League allows you to do that, I'm pretty sure. Not every league will allow you to do that, but that would be the 200 IQ kind of chestnut checkers move.
Yeah, appreciate you there. I think let's double check. RoboCop I see next. I don't know if you see the same.
Yep.
Okay, RoboCop, Dynasty, 2 quarterback, 12 team start, 9. You're going to send away a 27th, early mid-second for Jalen Warren. I would say no. I would rather keep that second. Let me just have a look at your team. Are you trying to trade him because you need somebody? And I just wouldn't do this, period, whether you needed him or not. I'm not sure how you feel about this. And you don't have, there's no point of you having it. You have, if I'm looking at this correctly, you have Gibbs, Jonathan, Brees. Yeah.
That's
like, what's the point? What's the point of this? Really?
Yeah, he would be like your RB5.
If you submitted this wrong, and let's just say you are the person sending away Jalen Warren, and you're getting an early second, I would do that in a heartbeat, even with that quote unquote contract extension. Yeah,
I would take the second, but if you're GB for days, there's no reason to buy Jalen Warren because you're already preparing for the future with all those draft picks in Dynasty. So
yeah, I completely agree there. I'm gonna
keep the pick, I think, regardless, honestly. All right. We do have a super chat on YouTube, which we always answer those last. We just prioritize the Flock site. But he says, trade away Chase and Pickens for Neighbors in London. Wow. That's what a difficult question.
And that might feel a little bit biased, but the gap from Chase to Malik is not big compared to Pickens in London. You're getting Jamar Chase, probably at the 101, but you're getting Malik Neighbors at the end of the first, middle of the first round, where you're getting Drake London at the earliest, that 2-3 turn, where Pickens is going maybe 5th round, 6th round in your drafts. So
the way you should think about it is, would you trade the 101 and let's say the 510 for the 108 and the 203? Because that's basically where these guys were going in ADP. I think most of us would say yes. We would take the Neighbors London side, but the only caveat to that is if you're in like an 8 or a 10-man league and it's like a start 7 or something. Okay, outside of that, you take the deal. All right, let's keep up to date here on the site. Let's keep doing some team reviews.
I think Tyler is next, but
Tyler is
that we
next.
have here today.
That's right.
Keep in mind, if you have a team review today, we will get to it today most likely, unless it kind of just gets crazy.
We'll get to it
But
today.
we will get to it today. I think Tyler, Mel, Oogly Boogly, Frames, E-Rock, and then Trey just submitted one as well. So Tyler is up next.
Yep.
Appreciate you. Let's have a look at this team here. He says, I am not really sure what to do. I feel like I need a quarterback. So one quarterback, 12 teams, start 7, excuse me. So another classic. It's a classic heavy hitter for us. And you're currently ranked 3rd out of 12 here. So let's have a look at this team.
I like
quarterback position, Matthew Stafford. Running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jimmy Cook, Swift, Quinshawn. Wide receivers is Ladd, Cortland, Waddle, Ricky. Tight ends, Tyler Warren, Tucker, Kraft.
How the hell did you end up with Matthew Stafford as your quarterback 1, dude?
Yeah.
How did you manage that? You took the late quarterback strat to its full extent of the law. Yeah, that's crazy.
Untradables is going to be Judkins here for the foreseeable future, and then Keon Coleman.
By the way, is Tyler in the chat? I'm just curious. If Tyler's in the chat, let us know. But keep going, sorry.
Yeah. Let's see what else. At the waiver wire position, name I'll be happy to kind of pick up and then drop would be, I'll pick up Woody Marks. Chris Rodriguez is a guy I like to pick up there, and Dante Thornton or Alec A. O'Manor, a couple big names there. And then the cut forecast for me would be Quinshawn after like 3 weeks. But I'm not sure what Zach is.
Yeah, you don't have a strong cut here.
You don't. I'll just say if anything, like Quinshawn is not signed by like week 3, week 4, I'm not necessarily sure that's going to happen.
I think the play here is Stafford in 2 weeks. Give him 2 weeks to start the year, and if he doesn't repay you for being your quarterback, you can explore the waiver wire with Penix, Cam, Geno, Darnold. But it's a start 7, so you're starting Stafford, Gibbs, Cook, Ladd, Sutton, Warren, and then you need to start one more name between Swift, Waddle, Pearsall. It's a good team. You have a lot of depth here. We can definitely make some moves with a team like this. Don't love the quarterback room, obviously, especially in a start 7. I would probably lean like a B-.
Yeah, exactly where I was at. B-, yeah.
Okay, so we'll go B- here. But that doesn't mean it's a bad team. That's just where we currently feel the state of your team is. And let me bring up your chalkboard here. Do we have any other admin, or should we start making some?
That's all admin. Let's start.
So
let's get in the lab.
I think Waddle's a name I would move here. Like Waddle, Swift, Stafford are movable names in my mind. I don't think you want to move tight end because Warren's one that you want to bet on long term. But like a Stafford, Swift, Waddle, I think those are your movable pieces on this team. How would you feel about that?
Yeah. I completely agree.
All right, so we'll kind of cook up some ideas for you, and we'll figure this out together. So, for example, if we packaged Waddle plus Swift, make it simple like that. Could we upgrade at running back or wide receiver? I'm curious. It doesn't matter. I would say ideally you upgrade if you do that at running back, but we can look at our options because I don't want your running back 3 to be Judkins. But let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. So in saying that, you're probably going to want to find a team that's RB heavy and needs wide receiver. So let's keep looking. What the hell is this team? Okay. These teams are built so strangely. This guy has 2 running backs. That's it.
Man.
Wow, this is like one of the weirdest leagues I've seen in a while. Who has all the running backs? Okay, it's this guy, Team 10, and this is your ideal trade partner. He has 4 running backs in my top 24, 5 in the top 32, and his wide receiver 3 is quite weak. So. Man, I don't think we can go out there and get a Chase Brown, but
if we could,
that would be great. In fact, maybe we make this like a 3 for 2. So we would add, you think, Sutton and get back like Garrett? No, Garrett's not going to make it work.
Yeah.
Maybe we add Cook to get back Harvey? Would you do that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit tough. I would maybe it's what are the tight ends?
This was
looking
almost
like for that
perfect
team?
because look, you're probably not going to get this deal accepted. Waddle and Swift for Chase Brown. It's probably not going to happen. But that's the structure. That's what we ultimately want to happen. Does that mean we add, you know, Judkins for Etienne? Do we add Jaden Higgins for Christian Kirk? You know, does that get it across the line? Try and see if there's like some small way, as much as I love Jaden Higgins, to kind of put this deal over the line. He is your ideal partner, but there's not the perfect pieces in place. What about Cook, Swift, Waddle for Brown, Pollard, Myers? But also, this guy's already got Tyreek Hill. Man, your league's in a tough spot, my dude.
Yeah, it's just like one of those ones where it's like unfortunate that like everyone feels like not a perfect trade.
Not a good partner, yeah. How about the guy who has Bijan? I know this is going to sound weird, but he has Mason and Aaron Jones at running back. I'm curious if we can send like a Swift, Stafford, Waddle for a Josh Allen and a Jordan Mason or something. That probably is asking too much. Again, trying our absolute best here with your team, but at this very moment, right after the draft, there is not much flexibility in this league. Maybe like a Waddle. Yeah, not a lot of flexibility in this one.
Yeah, it's...
What about Swift? Yeah, this is tough. Overall, I genuinely like your team, but you might be like right now, it's like everything is so tight. You need a couple moves to happen. You need a couple injuries to happen, and then the floodgates will completely open up in your league.
It will kind of open, and it's not necessarily that like your team's in a tough spot. It's more like how can we tier? How can we up? How can we pivot? Specifically, when we're talking about wide receivers and running back, like you have. Yeah. I like Jimmy. I like Gibbs as the RB2.
Cook as an
Gibbs
RB2.
and Cook the RB2. I don't mind Ladd and Cortland. I think it's with Waddle there and Ricky. So trying to up tier there to get a better quarterback room is kind of where we're at. So don't take this as like a negative. It's just more like you have to wait and kind of play the waiting game to give people more confidence in these names. Imagine DeAndre Swift goes off for 25 plus points a week one. How can we sell him?
I just gave him a trade question voucher because I want him to come back and, you know, after week 1 or 2, hit us up. We want to kind of keep tabs on where you are, but I appreciate y'all letting us look at the team. Just a heads up, y'all, if you are out there and you haven't heard about how to get your team reviewed, absolutely no pressure if you don't see any value in it. But in order to get a team review from us, there's a couple options. First of all, anytime you get a team review from us, you also get a team playbook, which is basically like a customized graphic for your team. After we review your team, you can use the code LAND, become an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher for a team review that you can use through the Flock store. Choose Zach and Badaki. Now, you can also do that same process if you are a member of a different promo code. You just won't get like the discount or the free voucher. And then alternatively, if you're already a season pass member, when you go to your My Teams page, there should be a button that asks you if you want to upgrade to an annual membership anyway. But if you don't see that, go to your account, click edit plan, and then you can upgrade and take the price of the season pass off to do the annual Mother Flocker tier. Let's go to Mel 22. Unless we have any start sits or anything that's been submitted.
Not that I saw after I just refreshed.
Let's go to Mel 22 here.
Okay,
Actually, quick super chat. We're going to have to answer these quick on YouTube. Make sure you're submitting them through the Flock site, guys. But it says, looking for trade advice. Got offered Metcalf and Jacobs for Hampton and Igbuka. Thoughts? I want Hampton and Igbuka.
Hampton and Igbuka, yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's close, though.
Appreciate you, Jordan. Thank you so much for being patient there.
A-Rod says, rate the squad. I like it, man. Love Saquon. Love Chase Brown. That top three is a really strong running back room. I think wide receiver is where you're weak. And tight end, obviously. But T-Mac on the bench is pretty sick. He should be great this year. I think Debo's a really good value. Yeah, solid team, man. Solid team.
Don't mind it there. Don't mind it. Appreciate you.
Tight ends where you should look to upgrade, but nice draft there, man. I think you did well. Yes, Christian, we are reviewing redraft teams. That's what we're up to here. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Let's jump to Mel.
By the way, not just reviewing teams, but reviewing teams and answering your questions with everyone that comes on the Flock site or here on YouTube. Specifically, obviously prioritizing super chats and start sit questions there on the site. But appreciate you, Mel. Thank you so much for this one quarterback 10 team start 8. That is our meat and potatoes there. Let's have a look. Currently ranked second. Jalen Hurts, good quarterback. Running back is Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, RJ Mason. Wide receivers London T, Cortland, Smith, Debo. List goes on with Njoku and Loveland there. This is a good team. I don't mind this. I think for untradables, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jalen Hurts in the smaller league, I would say. I would even potentially throw Drake London in that, just really depending on how we feel. Stashes for me would probably most likely be names like RJ Harvey, even though you kind of dropped him a little bit early. But yeah, Mason. Just when we say by stashes, like let's wait and see what's that outcome gonna look like, right?
Don't be aggressively looking to trade them. Be patient.
Yeah, be patient to see what their outcome's gonna be in season. Guys that you can drop.
Christian Watson, you should not be rostered right now. You can drop Watson. You can drop Wandale.
Absolute dog.
And there are much better stashes on your waiver wire like Bashul Tootin, Woody Marks, Luther Burden. So yeah, there's just no way I'm rostering Christian Watson right now. No way.
I'm not even gonna put him. I'm not even gonna put him. In reality, you should have 2 drops. I'm gonna put Wandale as a cut forecast.
Yeah.
Because Christian Watson shouldn't be rostered at all. And respectfully, I'm not gonna put that in. And I love Christian Watson. Waiver wire pickups, Tootin. Yeah. For sure. Woody Marks
Tootin,
for sure.
Marks, Rodriguez, Tajay you can put on your IR, Luther Burden, Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are all great there.
I really like this team a lot, Badaki. I think this team did a great job of like balancing a draft. Elite quarterback, Gibbs, Walker, London, Higgins, Njoku, who's one of those last tight ends that are going to be pretty decent. That's his start 6. Start 8 is Cortland Sutton, Devonta Smith, and he's still on his bench. Can wait on RJ Harvey. Can wait on Jordan Mason. Debo's a flexible name as well in case any injuries happen. He's got a nice upside tight end in Colson Loveland. Whoever drafted this team, they get a big thumbs up from me. In fact, I'm going to probably put an A-flat grade on this team. Really, really well done. This is one of the better drafted teams we've seen all today.
Yeah, I'm there with you there. That's all admin done.
So same page with the A status?
Yeah, I'm there on the same page there. I don't know where you're at. I'm kind of in a spot where like how can we get a little bit better by using Kenneth Walker and like a Devonta Smith to up tier. That's where I'm at. Not saying we have to.
Start 8, so let's make sure we have the flexibility to do that. If we lost him, that's 6. If we lost Ken Walker, so we would then have to start Debo if we did something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, or we can use Kenneth Walker, Debo to up tier at the running back room, doing a 2-for-1, or we can still do a 2-for-2, but like up tiering at the running back and then down tiering our wide receiver even more. However way that works. But I almost feel like at the same time we don't have to do anything at all. It's the same thing.
See, the secret weapon to this team to me is when Ayuk comes back. Then you can make a big move. Right? Like week 6, 7, whatever it ends up being, that's when you say, okay, Ayuk is back. I can either use him or I can package a couple names and go get a big upgrade at running back or tight end. I kind of think because you need to wait on Harvey and Mason, I feel like making a 2-for-1 right now is going to put you in a spot where you're going to have to rely on Debo, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
just thinking team construction wise, again, because this is your starting 6 and then our flexes. If we think about our flexes, you know what I mean? Like right now, we don't have to rely on Harvey, Mason, Debo if we don't want to. So I'm curious, like this must be Gary's team here. He says, thanks. I watched you guys a lot and it made it worth it. If this is you, Gary, is there anywhere on your team you feel like you want to explore a trade? Because right now, I think you've put yourself in a position where you're probably best to hold, but I also want you to get the most value out of a review from us. I think the most value we could have given you there was telling you to drop Watson and Wandale and pick up some of these other names. I think that is going to be a big game changer on this roster, Badaki.
No, and I completely agree. Yeah, it just really depends on how you want to pivot on this team. Like,
because you're going to sell Mason or Harvey early if you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you do a 2-for-1, you are going to lose a lot of flexibility on your bench. It's a start 8, not a start 7. I think the best move is to hold. But what I'd love to do is just like walk you through some hypotheticals when Ayuk is back. I'd say I'm just going to say long-term trade ideas. I'm just going to say when Ayuk is healthy. Okay. So in this scenario, you can go ahead and do a Devonta Smith plus a David Njoku, and you can try and go and get, the Kittles of the world, the McBrides of the world, the Bowers of the world. Maybe instead of doing Devonta Smith and David Njoku, Badaki's idea, you package Walker. You don't package Smith and Walker, but you package like Debo and Walker, and you go out and you upgrade to, like, is Henderson at that time, like, a league winner, something like that, like the Bucky Irvings, those type of names. But I think right now you're probably best to wait because you've kind of got that secret weapon on your roster. And I think you're in a really good spot here in the chat here with us. We always love having y'all in the chat with us. So before we move on to the next person, I want to make sure you get the value out of this. Let me know if there's any questions that you have, anything that we didn't explore that you wanted to answer on. But ultimately, dude, this is the best team we've seen built today. So
yeah, we appreciate you. You should be receiving your playbook here within 24 to 48 hours in the Flock Fantasy message system, customized with everything that we drew up here for you today. But let us know, like Zach said, if you have any last minute questions. Either way, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. And the next one we have here as we wait is Oogly Boogly.
Yep.
We have Oogly Boogly next. Frames.
He says
Trey.
I set it up for the playoffs, by the way, which makes sense the way that he's kind of structured everything. He says y'all covered it. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, Gary. Hey, can't wait to help you all season and kind of hopefully we guide y'all with, as a sounding board. Just as a sounding board, we can kind of win some championships all together. Okay. Oogly Boogly is next.
We did get a trade question.
Oh, okay. Let me refresh then.
Quick. By It's Manny.
Okay.
2 quarterback, 10 teams, start 9. Travion Henderson and Tetaroa for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wow. It's a 10-teamer.
It's a 10-teamer, so...
If he loses McMillan, then he would still have Nico, Ladd, JSN. Yeah, you do this trade.
Yeah, I think so as well. You have enough depth there at the right wide receiver position that you can be a little bit flexible there.
So if you think about it... Sorry,
you
go
have
ahead.
Travis Etienne on the waiver wires, Tank Bigsby on the waiver wires, Trey Benson on the waiver wires. You pick those guys up immediately. You do this trade, you pick these guys up immediately, and you still have enough depth at the wide receiver room and the running back room there.
This is a type of trade that probably wins you the league. And I love Henderson and McMillan. But this is probably the type of trade that wins you the league if things go right. Because your starting lineup is Allen, Nix, Hampton. This now becomes Gibbs. Then Nico, Ladd, Warren. That is 7. 8 is JSN. And 9 can be either of Pickens, Adunze, Pearsall. Right when Rice comes back, I mean, my God. Yeah, do this deal, and then you go to the waiver wire, like Badaki said, and you pick up Travis Etienne. You pick up Tank Bigsby. You've got so many great options. I mean, dude, I would do another trade where I package like Rome and JCM and upgrade at running back again or something. Because then you can go pick up Josh Downs. I mean, you've got such... Evan Ingram's on the waiver wire. You've got such a exploitable league here. So definitely
Wait,
do this
is
deal.
this you, Ramen? Oogly Boogly?
Yeah. Maybe.
Sorry.
No, this is Manny.
Not sorry, Manny. Sorry. Is this your question, Ramen? You're Manny. You're sorry. You're Manny on Flock Fantasy, but you're Ramen.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. He said, yeah, it's me. My roster's completely full. I dropped Junkins to pick up Rasheed. Also had to drop one of the guys for defense. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Do this deal, bro. That's a league-winning move. Oogly is next.
Oogly Boogly. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. One team, one quarterback, 10 teams, start 7, which is
It's
all
a one-team league.
It's a one-team league. You're gonna win. I don't know if you know that. You're currently ranked 4th out of 10 here. Let's have a look at this team.
A lot of Gibbs owners today.
Yeah, lots of Gibbs owners. At the running quarterback position, Joe Burr, Gibbs, Bucky, Caleb, JK. Wide receivers, Jameson, Mike, Ricky, Calvin, with Brock Bowers there as well. Untradables, Bowers.
Definitely in this league, Bowers is not leaving your team. Same with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, just Bowers and Gibbs. I would even say Joe Burrow. That onesie position is pretty huge in a league like this, but we can definitely talk about that. Stashes, Addison, waiting to see what's going to happen with him, and probably Caleb Johnson. Obviously, you're going to wait and see. Keep in mind. Wait and see approach for a lot of these guys. Waiver wire cuts, I would say there's not a big one. I mean, maybe Colston Loveland. There's no point of rostering him.
Well, I would still stash him though. He could be a trade piece.
I was gonna say, like, if I was trying to see what the waiver wire looks like at the tight end position. There's nothing there. Okay, look, I would say it would probably be Nick Chubb in the long haul, right? Week 3. Once again, you don't have to drop anyone.
Yeah, that's one that you can keep your eye on and drop if you need space.
And drop him. And then same thing with the conversation with J.K. Dobbins. If RJ Harvey starts to take off, you can then drop him. But waiver wire ads, a bunch of waiver wire ads here. You can
Names
pick up
to keep your eye
Sean.
on. Yeah, Judkins, Benson,
Burden. Yeah, lots of guys here that you can kind of add to this team to kind of help you there. So
yeah.
And overall team grade, I don't mind this team. I'm not in love with that wide receiver room. I think the running back room is great.
Yeah, he sacrificed to be a lead at quarterback and tight end, but he slightly struggled in his wide receiver room. I do like all the receivers that he got, though.
Yes, I like him, but there's no true alpha one here.
Yeah.
I guess Mike in his prime, sure, and I think maybe we're just undervaluing
Well,
Mike every single year.
that's what I was going to say. Like, Mike could just end up finishing top 12 again with the injuries
being
they
Mike.
have.
Exactly.
I'm probably going to go... Man, but just the combo. If I told you could start your draft Burrow, Gibbs, Bucky, Bowers, that's pretty nasty. I'm gonna go B+.
Yes, that's where I'm at as well.
Yeah, B+.
It is a crazy start there.
Yeah.
You got a crazy value there from one of these guys. Once again, I mean, to be fair, it's a 10-man league, but
yeah,
you got to keep that in mind as well. Anyways, that is all the Adam in there.
Awesome. Let's go to the chalkboard here, or it's more of a whiteboard, but it's a chalkboard when your team playbook ends up actually, reaching you in the inbox. But right now it looks more like a whiteboard, but again, eventually it'll turn into the chalkboard. Okay. So in a start 7, you've got Burrow, Gibbs, Bucky, Jameson, Evans, Bowers. That's 6. Your 7 is probably Ricky or Ridley. Now, what I would probably do is try and package. Let's find a tight end needy team and use Loveland. And ideally, we use Loveland and Caleb or Loveland and Calvin to upgrade at a position, right? So Loveland plus Caleb Johnson or Loveland. Who did I say? Ridley. So I'm curious what these two ideas can net you. Now, you don't need to make a trade, by the way. Again, most of your teams I'm probably just rocking into the season. Your team probably applies here as well. Boogity boogity. But I'd love to take advantage of someone. So let's see if there's any tight end needy team here. So, for example, Easy has Njoku. He's probably fine. It's tough because it's a 10-teamer too. Let's see. This might be more difficult than we initially expected. Tucker Kraft's team, they have Ferguson there. But could we get our hands on like a McMillan or an Adams? What about Loveland and Ridley for Devontae Adams? Would you do that? Would you do that for McMillan? I would, for either of those names. You kind of need to shoot a little bit of an upside in this league with how small it is. You're basically, Loveland is not a name that we have to have. So you're basically kind of moving Ridley with how small this league is. You know, that's like the way I'm looking at it. And you might be muted if you're speaking, by the way.
Sorry, yes, I'm there with you.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just agreeing with you.
No, that's okay. Njoku is the other name. Kelsey, yeah. So unfortunately, because it's a 10-team league, not as many people are gonna, be available, quote unquote. But I would also do this for Sutton if you can do this for Sutton as well. So those are probably your main ideas here. Again, you're more of a team that's kind of set yourself up in season. A lot of you guys you drafted well. Well, guess what? You're watching this channel. I'm glad you drafted well. But I like the team a lot.
You're watching this channel. I thought that took me straight to the Disney Channel. You're watching the Disney Channel. I was like, yeah. Whoa.
My name's and you're watching the Disney Channel.
And you're watching Disney Channel.
But I like the team. Only other thing I could think of is like packaging Dobbins and Caleb. If we want to just
I was thinking of using Dobbins. That's what I was thinking, using Dobbins and kind of sell high on that and just see if we can up tier somehow. But I was thinking of using Dobbins and Loveland.
Well, we've already explored the tight end needy teams, because if you're going to do that trade, you need a tight end needy team.
Sure.
So
Dobbins and 2 running backs to up tier for a better running back.
Yeah, Dobbins and Caleb. Can you get Kamara, for example? I'm just looking at teams that don't have a lot of running back depth and trying to kind of single them out. That guy's not going to have a need. Chuba. Would you do? I would do Chuba Hubbard for sure. That might be realistic too.
Yeah, well, unless you can tell JK to the RJ Harvey guy, but he has James Conner, and if he's reading the reports on JCM, maybe that can help.
Yeah. So what, you get James Conner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like all these ideas. So those are some ideas for you, my friend. Appreciate you, Oogly Boogly. Thanks for being an annual member. That gave you the free team review voucher. Appreciate you, my dude. And let's go on to the next team. But you will get, as Badaki always says, your customized team playbook within the next 48 hours. Appreciate you, my dude.
That's love. Frames is next here. Appreciate you, Frames. And let's have a look at this team here. That is 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8. So another smaller league, meat and potatoes here.
Yep.
And you are currently ranked.
Well, he's got to have a. Oh my gosh, some of these
Buns.
names.
His name is Buns. He's ranked first.
Oh, okay, so he's ranked first.
You Buns, kid. All right.
What the hell? This team is crazy. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, Bo Nix, A-Chan, Omarion, Monty, Eckler, with Jamar Chase, Brian Thomas, Garrett Wilson, Emeka Buka, Evan Ingram. How'd that happen? How did that? You got 2 first-round picks essentially, Jamar. I'm assuming you had the 101.
I have
you
no
also
idea how you pulled this off, dude. Like, you've got 3 first-round picks on your team, basically. Hampton's a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Garrett Wilson's a 4th round pick. Yeah, Bo Nix is a great quarterback. Yeah, you killed this. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but your starting lineup is Nix, Hampton, Achan, Chase, Thomas, Ingram. That is 6. Wilson makes it 7. Egbuka makes it 8, or Montgomery. I would probably put this like A- range. Again, I'm not trying to get ahead of ourselves at all, but would you disagree that this is probably a
No,
pretty damn good team?
I wouldn't disagree there at
Yeah.
all, for sure. Untradables, Chase Brown, BTJ. I guess you can even put A-Chan in there if you really wanted
don't be
to.
moving those guys.
Stashes in a team like this is not going to be much. So I would just say a name like Judkins is going to be a stash. Waiver wire pickups, I would say, having a look here, Trey Benson, Tootin are going to be stashes here. But once again, with a team like this in a smaller league, really hard to see who you're going to be dropping for that. I guess is going to be names like Quinchon. What's funny is that you're stashing Quinchon, but he'll also be the first one you're going to drop in the next 3 weeks if he doesn't get signed and it looks worse and worse and worse. We can also put name like a Jacoby Myers as well.
Sure.
But once again, like, this is just depth at that time.
If you do drop someone, make sure you pick up Ayuk and put him on your IR. But yeah,
This is what we do. We'll put Ayuk. We put Ayuk as a stash.
Yeah.
And then we'll put and we'll keep that there. But that's all admin.
Okay, let's jump to your chalkboard, which is a whiteboard, but it converts to a chalkboard. Again, you've got some movable pieces here. So you're starting, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we can do here, this is great. We can package like Myers Monty. We can package Monty Eckler or Javonte Monty. Like, there's a lot of different. So let's just try that first idea, Monty and Jacoby Myers. Then we can come back and package Monty and Eckler.
Yeah.
And in an ideal world, we use one of these, even if Javonte, like Javonte and Eckler are interchangeable. Let me just say that. Javonte and Eckler are interchangeable in deals, just so you know that when you're watching. But let's explore that, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, we did the 150 like giveaway, so we're now waiting on 200. If that happens or not, we'll have to wait and see. We're currently at 182, but let's jump in. Okay, so let's find a team that needs an RB3. I'm just going to go from the top to the bottom here. How about the guy who has Connor and no RB3?
Yep.
That might work.
Perfect team.
What is this guy's team? What is he doing at wide receiver? Okay, so let's go get a wide receiver from him. But hold on, if we lose Monty, I think we need to get a running back, don't we? Yeah, this might not work. Yeah, we need to get a running back. So that won't. I mean, would you just say, hey, if you can get AJ Brown, it's a no-brainer. But
yeah,
then you'd have to do another trade after that.
Yeah, but then you have plenty of people to kind of trade for.
Yeah,
like,
so look.
Use as trade.
Probably not going to happen. Actually, I feel stupid even writing that down. You're not going to get AJ Brown. Let's look. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Okay, how about trying to go get like a Harvey or a Henderson for the long game?
Sure.
That's more realistic. If you can get Henderson for either of these, if you can get Harvey for either of these, and again, playing the long game. Myers is also interchangeable with Eckler, just so you know. Bijan, Brees here, Mason. So we really need to go running back if we can. There's Pacheco, Kamara. There's Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard. Let's turn Monty into Chuba Hubbard. I would like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's probably the most realistic one. So far. Jacobs probably not going to happen. Saquon's definitely not going to happen. So I think those are your main options there right now. But for your team in general, Frames, I would be open to the 2-for-1s. Ideally, you want to make that 2-for-1 where you upgrade at running back right now at this point of the year. But, you know, if Eckler becomes more reliable, then maybe you can look at, you know, doing that for wide receiver. Like if Eckler becomes more reliable, maybe you can package Monty and Wilson and go out there and get a real big dog at receiver. But that's where I would stand right now, my friend.
Big dog. Hey, we appreciate you. 48 hours until you receive your customized playbook in the Flock Fantasy message system. So we thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, great team, man. You should feel very good about that, Frames.
Yeah, 2 good teams back to back there. I think the next one is E-Rock.
E-Rock, let me just refresh here so we've got the queue a little bit more up to date. Let's see.
E-Rock, are you in the chat with us, by the way? Because I see that you posted pictures and you have an ESPN link. You can link your ESPN team, but I know that might be a little bit difficult right now because the devs are working on that. So did you want your team reviewed now? But what we can do is give you a voucher, and then once that is your team's link, we can give you an even better review.
It is linked. I just did it. Okay, what we're gonna do, my guy, is give you a free team review voucher,
and then resubmit that.
We're gonna hit confirm, resubmit. Let us know when you've resubmitted, and we're gonna get to that on stream today. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to it on stream for sure today.
I want you to confirm that you have the voucher in your account. Okay, so we'll stay on stream here. We're with you, but we just want to give you the best review possible.
Yeah, exactly. So what we'll do is that you'll resubmit it. I don't know how long it's going to take. Did you want to jump into the next one?
Yeah, let's jump into the next one, and then when E-Rock is submitted, he'll let us know. So let's go to Trey.
Yeah, we'll go to Trigger Trey.
He says, not confident in my quarterback and tight end. Is there anything I can do to improve my team? I'm also in the mud for week 5. London, Caleb, Loveland, and my kicker is on bye, so I don't want to drop bench stashes. Yeah, that's a difficult part about fantasy, but I'm not going to sit here in week 1 and tell you to manipulate your roster in a way where you cover yourself for week 5. Maybe in week 4 we can think that through, like before week 4 begins. But, you know, I just wouldn't go that drastic either. But his team name is Sophomore Decline, ? And he's ranked 11th. It's a big 14-team league.
Start 7. Oh, man.
This is a good team for 14 team. This is very
all
good.
Heavy hitters. Let's have a look at this team then. Caleb Williams, Jonathan Taylor, Chuba Hubbard, JCM, Trey Benson at the wide receiver position, Drake London, Tetaroa, and Mika with Colston Loveland and Rishi Rice. So,
bro, for a 14 team, I don't even think my Flock League team is this good. That's a 12-team start 8.
Yeah, it's good. Like
I think this is good.
I think it's good. I'm not like jumping for joy.
For a 14-teamer, I'm
interested
like
to see what the. Let me just see this.
This is 6 and 7 is Igbuka. He's got Rice on the bench. Sure, if JCM turns into anything, I mean, week 5 you're just gonna have to suffer. But I think you've got a good team.
When it comes down to untradables in a 14-man league, I guess it will most likely be the Drake Londons of the world. Yeah. Because I'm assuming that's going to be your first round pick. The stashes that you already have is going to be Ollie Gordon. It's for sure going to be a stash. I see a bunch of waiver wire ads that I would love to get to.
I can't believe Higgins isn't rostered.
Yeah, Jaden Higgins is going to be one. I would also say a name like Woody Marks, especially in a 14-man league. If he's going to be the starting running back there, that's somebody I'm willing to pick up there. Let's see. Jaden Blue as well.
So that's great. Jaden Blue, Woody Marks, Jerome Ford is out there, Chris Rodriguez, Jaden Higgins. But the thing is, then you come back and look at his roster, and like,
who do you drop?
You can't drop anyone.
No,
so these are just names when you get your playbook, and you know you see waiver wire. These are just going to be names that we're telling you, hey, like, keep your eye on these guys on the waiver wire, okay? Like, make sure you are stash waiver wire. They're going to serve the same purpose for you in today's review because you don't have the flexibility to make moves, but you need to keep your eyes on the Jaden Higgins, on the for example, if Jaden Higgins comes out in week 1 and he plays 65% of the snaps and he gets 4 targets, you need to roster him. Like, if that's his usage in week 1, that is a guy that can go out there and potentially win leagues. So
yeah, I'm there. But I think this is a good team, or a decent lineup here, especially with the waiver wires. Overall team grade, I'll give it a B flat.
I'm gonna go plus because I just think in a 14-teamer it's so hard to draft, and I just really feel like he did there's no real weakness. Obviously, like, you need quarterback and tight end to reach their potential, but I don't think there's any weakness on the team.
Sure. Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. me just see. I think that's all for admin.
Is
Yes,
that all
that is
admin?
all
Okay.
for admin.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, unfortunately, Trey, this is where the lack of flexibility is going to come in a 14-team league. Because, well, actually, Badaki, you know what? Like, you and I just talked about how rich the waiver wire is. Why not try and take advantage of the JCM hype, do a 2-for-1, and then go pick someone up off the waiver wire? Let's take advantage of the JCM, the Ollie Gordon hype. Let's package that with a Loveland maybe, or a Caleb Williams. Because in a 14-teamer, if you have an elite quarterback, that could really make the difference. So what if I told you can turn Caleb and Ollie Gordon into Bo Nix, Caleb and JCM into Bo Nix? Would you do something like that?
No question. No question.
Okay. And then basically, you know, you have a free waiver spot. Like, that's how you have to think about this, because we're not only are we getting Bo Nix and upgrading our quarterback, but then we are also adding, like, start saying these names on the waiver wire. Okay, I'm gonna get Bo Nix and Jaden Blue. I'm gonna get Bo Nix and Jaden Higgins. I'm getting Bo Nix and Chris Rodriguez, Jerome Ford, Woody Marks. So I'd be comfortable to do that. If it has to be Ollie Gordon, I would do the same thing as well. Instead of JCM. In fact, I'd probably prefer to sell Ollie.
Ollie, yeah.
It's close.
Just waiting to see what's happening with JCM. Now, hold on, let me just double check.
I would do the same thing for like a Burrow, but I don't think Burrow's realistic.
Oh no, he didn't have Devon. Okay, that's good.
By the way, like, I would do the same thing for Burrow, but again, I don't think that is realistic. I'm just giving you options, but that's probably not going to be the one that happens. But outside of that, would you be interested in like packaging JCM and Ollie and getting like a Tony Pollard or something?
JCM, Ollie, Tony Pollard, yeah, just getting a solider RB3 feels better. Keeping Trey Benson for the upside still, I think that's really good. And you know, when Rashee Rice gets back, that gives you even more depth, right? Which is awesome.
All right, last idea: JCM and Loveland. Can that get us a Kittle? Kittle's probably asking too much, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot. I think my mind went to like a.
The thing is, like, I don't want to do this for Laporta. I'd rather just see what Loveland can be. So we might as well just hold.
Just hold.
Let's probably explore like these other trades instead. But I know that it doesn't say it on the site, but I think you did a pretty good job. And I love the team, man. I hope you feel good about the roster here in week 1. Anytime you guys do a team review, I just thought about this now. Let's go ahead and answer a start sit at the same time. So when you get a team review, you get a start sit as well, just kind of inbuilt. In week 1, we're definitely going to start Caleb, Taylor, Chuba, London, McMillan, and Loveland. That makes 6. Egbuka makes 7. So that's you're starting 7 in week 1.
Yeah, love that.
And again, there's a reason that we said these are probably not realistic. Some of these trades are. It all depends on the JCM hype. A lot of people need to keep in mind, like, JCM was going in like the 5th, 6th round in some of these leagues. So, all right.
Appreciate you.
Let's refresh, and then I think we can go to E-Rock.
Yeah, we go to we're fresh. We go to E-Rock. I think we did have a really quick start sit question by Mixia. I think you said it says love the videos. Quarterback Dak Prescott, Josh Jacobs, James Cook, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill. I wonder who you can start someone over Tyreek Hill. Well, we'll have a look here. Evan Ingram, and then at the flex, wow, Jameson. I would actually start Kenneth Walker. I mean, this is crazy to say.
Yeah, well, no, Ken Walker's a start, and then you have to decide. I think it's Jameson.
Yeah, Jameson. Let me ask you this: would you start Amika over Tyreek Hill?
Not in week 1.
Okay.
I could easily see me regretting that, but I need to know Tyreek is not the same player.
Yeah, that's where. That's kind of where my mind was going. I was like, oh, I need to see, but that's Jameson and Kenneth Walker. But if you like to party, go and Miko over Tyreek. I don't know if you have the balls to do that there, but appreciate you.
That's the line where I probably couldn't do it myself. But let's we haven't answered this in a second. Someone said, how do I get my team reviewed? Yes, very simple, guys. If you're looking to get a team review from us, well, every team review that you submit with Fantasyland, Zach and Badaki on the Flock site, also comes with something that we call the team playbook. So we review your team on a live stream. Then afterwards, you get a beautiful graphic. It's actually tailored for your phone, but it looks like this. You can get that by using the promo code LAND and becoming an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. Or if you're a member of a different promo code, you can go to the Flock store. You just won't have a voucher. You have to pay for it outright. However, if you're already a season pass member, you can actually upgrade from the season pass to an annual membership and just pay whatever the difference was. So hopefully that makes sense. Link I just put in the chat. It's our team playbook. That's our customized review. Let's jump to E-Rock here. Thanks for resubmitting, man. And we're going to give you a much better review now that your team is linked.
Love, love, love. All right, let's have a look at this team E-Rock surveys. Says yes is your team name here. And you are currently ranked first out of 12. And this is in all heavy hitters, which we all know that is an absolute classic. Here we go. There it is. All right. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields at the quarterback position. Omarion, Kenneth Walker, Pacheco, Mason at the running back position with Zach Charbonnet there. You got Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. That's really, really nice. With Cortland Sutton, Amika, and Buka with Coastin. Lovely.
I want to know what round you got Patrick Mahomes.
That's I want to know what round you had Omarion in. I'm assuming it went Malik, Brian, Omarion.
Yeah.
Then Cortland, then Kenneth, fourth. That was fifth.
I think
then Pacheco sixth.
I think Kenneth is fourth. Sutton's
you think Kenneth's
fifth.
fourth?
Pacheco sixth. Egbuka seventh.
Rome eighth, and then Patrick ninth, maybe.
Well, what's crazy that would make sense on a 10 team, right? This is a 12 team.
This is 12 team. Yeah.
I was concerned that like getting Mahomes would hurt your roster, but it doesn't seem like it really has.
Yeah, and E-Rock, obviously, if you have any questions, I know you were with us. Go ahead, come to the YouTube chat, put in anything that you want us to explore here as we go through some untradables, untouchables. Obviously, the LSU boys and Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas are going to be your untradables here going into the season, right? Some stashes, which is not much. I would just say Jordan Mason. Just wait and see what that happens. You're kind of already stashing Zach Charbonnet, having Kenneth Walker on that lineup there. Waiver wires here. Bashul Tootin, of course. I actually really like to pick up Braylon Allen as well. Now, once again, who are you dropping for some of these guys? That might be a little bit tough, but you kind of play that waiver wire role on a week-to-week basis. I guess if there was somebody that you could cut, it would most likely be Justin Fields if you drafted Patrick Mahomes. He says work league, Pat was like 4th or 5th rounder. So you took him in the 4th or 5th round and all these other guys fell? Which is fair. I'm not opposed to that. So that's kind of where I personally would go.
Okay. I got a question for you guys. Is this too loud? Just tell me if like... Can the chat hear my treadmill? Is the treadmill too loud? We're streaming a lot right now in season. I just imagine we're going to stream a lot. I've been sitting. I've been standing up. I've been sitting. My body feels too stagnant. So I'm on the treadmill right now. Does it sound okay audio-wise? That's all I want to know. Is it okay or is it annoying? All right.
I don't hear nothing.
I apologize, E-Rock, but I gotta move my body. Just too stagnant. Okay.
Anyways, overall team grade, I'll say this is a really good team. I'll give this like an A flat type of team. That's where I'm at, especially getting Patrick Mahomes. Well, with I would say A minus, excuse me, not A flat.
A minus is good. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're good to go with the treadmill, so that's why you see me walking, because I recently invested, because you and I, we spend so much time at our desk, right?
Yeah.
We got a desk job, and we work like, what, 60, 70 hours a week. In season, it might be 80. And sometimes you're just sitting at the desk too long, and obviously you can stand up, but then your legs get tired, so trying to move. So that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to move. Okay, let's get back to it. So love the team. A minus. Really well done. Thinking about that start 7, Badaki, Mahomes, Hampton, Walker, Neighbors, Thomas, Loveland, that is 6. And I'm sure you've already talked about this, but you have 5 options in your flex with Pacheco, Mason, Sutton, Egbuka, Dunze. So, whenever we're ready, let's jump to the chalkboard and let's think about how we can improve the team. Now, what I would like to do is probably... Do you think like in... I almost feel like we need to go like Walker and something to upgrade running back, or we upgrade tight end with one of the wide receivers. Where would you lean?
I would lean the running back just because I think he has flexibility to play at the tight end position with Loveland and Strange.
All right, so let's go and let's package like Walker. What do you think, Walker or Dunze? Hate to lose a Dunze, but I think we can afford to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's explore that, and again, with the goal of improving at running back. I'm imagining no one really needs wide receiver in this league. Oh, actually, this guy has got Golden as his wide receiver 3. So what if we got Chase Brown? Walker and a Dunze for Chase Brown? And then you could maybe even ask for like a, hey, throw me back, I don't know, like Tank Bigsby or something. Christian Kirk. I don't think you really need to get something back in this, but if they can throw you that, great. If not, I think we would both do it for Chase. Let's keep looking. This guy's got Flowers. I don't really want Brees, though. Swift is not really that enticing to me. Let's keep looking. Is there another team here? James Cook, CMC. That's not going to really work. This guy's got Javonte as his RB2. What a weird team he's built. Why the hell has this guy got three quarterbacks and 3 running backs? And 3 tight ends. Yeah. Would love to get Saquon. Is that even possible? Probably not. Like, what if we did like Hampton and Sutton?
Okay.
What do you think about something like that?
Hampton, Kenneth Walker for Roma Dunze. No, Amari Hampton and Cortland Sutton for
Saquon Barkley. Saquon.
Yeah, that feels better.
This guy needs help on his roster. His roster's a bit weird. So no harm in asking. This guy has Achane as RB3.
They don't value the running backs here.
What if we did like a double running back? So we gave Walker and Mason or something, or Walker and Pacheco. Would you do Walker and Pacheco for Achane? That seems like a high price.
That does seem. I feel like you should be able to get something small, like a throw-in on top of Achane, like a Mooney. It has to be something else has to be there. I feel like. Yeah,
I mean, you could try Walker and Mason for Achane, or you could even make it a 3, where you also send like a Sutton, and then instead of it just being Achane, you downgrade at wide receiver. So instead of a Sutton, so you take on the Rashee Rice headache. You can afford to do that. That's actually perfect. So you get Achane, you lose Sutton, but you can wait on Rice with this roster. Because even if you lose Sutton, your starting lineup would be Mahomes, Hampton, Achane here, Neighbors, Thomas, Loveland, and then you can still start Egbuka, Adunze, or Pacheco. You can totally afford to make a move like that. That's actually perfect.
Yeah, I don't mind that. E-Rock, man, as we're kind of drawing these up here, let us know if you have any last-minute questions, because, I mean, this is a great team just trying to get you, trying to pivot, trying to tee you up to get some more foundational pieces here. But let us know if you have any last-minute questions. I'll give you the spiel here. 48 hours on the Flock Fantasy Message System, you should be receiving your customized playbook that we drew up here for you today.
Yes, I'm going to mark that complete, but we will wait on E-Rock's questions. And when Badaki says that, just to be clear, guys, what he means when he says that is like there's a review tab on the site, or advice. It's called advice. So when you click on that, you will see like the ability to send messages on the back end. And this is where your playbook will be. Okay, so just want to make sure. And yes, I am on the treadmill. So, you know, get a little pump on. You seen all those TikToks? You seen all those, like, what's it? It's like the Creed soundtrack, but it's a Kendrick song.
Nah, I've seen like there's so many. Have you seen that movie of like the people walking and if they stop they die, like they get killed?
No, what the hell? That's crazy.
I think it's called The Walk. I think it's called or something like that. The Walk.
Oh, really?
And there's people watching the movie, not The Walk, but like there's people watching the movie on a treadmill and trying to watch the whole movie not walking. And if they do, I think they get like kicked out of the. What's the movie called? Long Walk or some shit like that?
I have not heard of that.
Yeah,
that
The Long Walk. Look it up. The Long Walk.
It's a movie? Is it like
And
a horror?
Yeah, like basically there's people participating in like high stake contests. It literally says teens participate in a grueling high stake contest where they must continuously walk or be shot by a member of their military escort.
Okay, interesting.
I figured, I mean, I know you're a movie guy, so I thought maybe you like that.
Well, I'm not really a horror guy, but yeah.
It's not horror though. Or I haven't seen it. I have no idea. It's just like it's like Squid Games, you know? Squid Games not horror.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy. I think I would die pretty soon, but maybe I'm preparing for that right now. Maybe that's what I'm preparing myself for. Okay, Travis has a start sit, then we'll jump to these other team reviews from Shane and Andre and Mike. Travis, and I don't know how many we can do tonight, but we'll see. We're trying our best to keep up with y'all. You guys are awesome. If you want your playbook, we review your team live like you're seeing here, and then you get this graphic afterwards. You can either become an annual Mother Flocker member with the code LAND. That is the best bang for your buck. You get the membership the entire year on the Flock site, unlimited access, the season-long rankings. Or you can buy one a la carte with that link. Either way, you can see all the options on the link tree. All right, so let's start sit. We've got Bo Nix. That's great. Genty. At RB2, I'm going to go Tracy over Harvey in week 1.
I agree. Come on, Tyrone.
At the flex, you've got Pickens, Harvey, Adunze, and we're going to choose between the wide receivers. I think you and I would have different opinions on this. I would lean Adunze. It's a far better matchup. I do not want to face the Eagles secondary, but I do love George Pickens. It's just this is a matchup. These guys are in opposite situations. Last year, you really wanted to target the Vikings as a matchup. Things can change from one year to the next, and you did not want to target the Eagles. So I'm just going off based off what we knew from last year, which you got to make some split decisions here.
Yeah, for me, it'll be George Pickens just because I do expect that team to be down, specifically the Cowboys to be down early and often. So they're going to have to be playing from behind. My expectation is that you should be seeing maybe garbage touchdowns, garbage targets. That's kind of what I want in that matchup there for George Pickens. So I can understand the questioning of starting George, but that's where I'll go. And if you do start George, make sure you put him in that wide receiver 2 slot rather than the flex option because he is playing on Thursday.
Yep, two different opinions there, but make your decision based off of just what resonated the most with you. Shane's next.
Yeah, Shane.
By the way, we had a super chat from Gary on YouTube.
Sorry, Gary.
Did Gary have a team review? Gary, are you there? Can't remember.
Yeah, he says Neighbors is on the trade block. It says who would you trade for him?
I'm trying to remember. Did we do it? We did a review for Gary, right?
We did. I don't remember his name though. His name wasn't Gary. Yeah, his name wasn't technically Gary on the side.
Gary, you out there? Let us know. But we'll jump after Shane's to that. This is actually a Dynasty one from Shane. We might need to wait until we need to do another Dynasty stream this week because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless Shane is here. If Shane is here, let us know. But we might do a separate Dynasty stream this week to get
we
those.
We probably have to do that tomorrow or Thursday our time early.
Yeah,
I would
tomorrow.
Imagine. Was it tomorrow Thursday? Our
Tomorrow's
time?
Thursday. Yeah. I got to record content tomorrow.
Yeah. Anyways,
we might have to do that. I don't know.
I would imagine it should be before kickoff.
Yeah.
Like it just be before kickoff.
By the way, his name is Meld22. Let's see if I can find that. Meld22. Dude, it's so hard to go back after you complete one. Hey. I can't find it on the back end. Like I'm not able to see it. Let me see if I can find it if I search his name. All right, let's wait and see if that comes up. Let's go to, okay, here it is. Okay. So if Neighbors is on the block, why don't we try a Devonta Smith and a Sutton? Or if he needs tight end, Devonta Smith and David Njoku, or Sutton and David Njoku. Don't use your running backs, I would say, but you can use a combo of those wide receivers. All right. Let's go to Andres here.
Andres, thank you so much for the support here. 1 quarterback, 12 team start, 7. That is our middle ground here. Team Venezuela. I don't know
Team
why.
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Bro.
Wow, that brain fart. That's an actual country, and I completely. You know what I got that mixed up with?
That's crazy.
My initial thought went to Vasquez. And you know what's funny, Steve? As that happened, he literally texted me just then, like a minute ago. So I looked at my text, and then I looked at it. Anyways,
we have a friend named Steve Vasquez, so I think your brain just
my brain
stopped working for a second there. Yeah,
had a thing. It says, anyways, hey, Lan, feel good about this one. Big problem in quarterback thoughts and recommendations. Some people have 3 quarterbacks. This is my three-peat run in this league. Okay. And
first of all, no idea why people have 3 quarterbacks. That makes no sense. I would probably be trusting Trevor over McCarthy week 1. Let's just start there. But you only need a roster 2 at most. That's silly.
When you look at this team here, JJ McCarthy, Achane, Kyron, Caleb with CD, Garrett, Cortland, Waddle, Rice, and then Tyler Warren. Okay, so
I like Warren.
I do like Warren. This is a smaller league here, so CeeDee Lamb is going to be an untradeable. I would also put Achane as an untradeable there. Just wanting to keep him as long as possible. Trey Benton is a stash for us. Yeah, as we've been saying all along. Waiver wire additions.
Yeah.
Quinn Sean I see as a waiver wire addition. Brandon Ayuk is a waiver wire addition.
If you ever make an addition, that means you have a free space, which means add Ayuk first, put him on your IR if you have an IR, and then make another addition. In that order. But that's only if you ever clear space. Right now, I can't imagine telling you to drop one of these players.
I can't either, so
but these when you get your graphic, it'll be more like suggestions to kind of keep your eye on, right? When you get your playbook, it'll just be like more suggestions like, hey, you need to keep your eyes on these guys. Okay.
And that's all the admin, because we're not going to put anything on the cut forecast, I would say.
Andres is with us, so that's great. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think you make moves right now. That's what happens with a team that has Rashee Rice. When you bet on a Rashee Rice, you don't have much flexibility. When you draft a Caleb Johnson, you don't have much flexibility, right? This team is not set up to make a bunch of moves, because if you look at your starting lineup, you got McCarthy, Achane, Williams, Lamb, Wilson, Warren is 6, Sutton is 7. So if I'm going to go out there and tell you to do an upgrade and do a 2-for-1, because you don't have Rashee Rice, you're going to have no one on your bench whatsoever. If injuries happen at all to this team, you're going to have to go to the waiver wire to start a receiver. And I don't want to tell you to do that. Now, because your waiver wire is pretty open at quarterback, I have no problem just starting JJ and seeing what happens in week 1. I think JJ probably has the highest upside of any quarterback on the waiver wire. But if JJ is not performing week 1, I would not be afraid to drop like the best performing quarterback on the waiver wire. So what I want to do is give you ideas for when Rice is back. So you're a patient team, but when Rashee Rice is back, perfect. Let's go package Waddle and Caleb Johnson, okay? And let's get an upgrade at wide receiver, or at running back, sorry. So again, this is not a move that you make right now. This is a move that you're getting into the season. Week 5 approaches, week 6 approaches. You start to explore trades because you know you got Rashee Rice coming back, which is going to give you a lot more flexibility. Okay, so when that time comes, who's to say what Caleb Johnson is worth? I'm just telling you what these guys are worth today. But what I will do is I'm going to give you a free voucher to come ask a trade question later on, because values will change. Honestly, this time next year, we will have different, next week we have different opinions. In 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, opinions will change. But the idea is to package Waddle and Johnson. And what we would like to do is find a wide receiver needy team that has running backs that we could go get. So let's start exploring. Wide receiver needy team. I mean, Henderson would be great, hypothetically, in this hypothetical world we're creating.
Hypothetically.
Let's keep looking here. You're probably not going to get Jacobs if Etienne is his next best name. CMC's unrealistic. Pacheco isn't worth the upgrade. Let's keep looking. And Amarion Hampton comes to mind. You know, those two rookies, hopefully they're ascending as the year goes on, not descending. Man, like Jonathan Taylor's like a shoot for the upside. If Waddle and Johnson are both like reaching their full potential, can you get that kind of upgrade? That's clearly not possible right now. But again, it's difficult to project so far out. You're not going to get Derrick Henry. Ashton Genty's unrealistic. But you get the idea, right? I mean, that's the type of deal we're trying to pursue. I'm sure your league is going to look completely different by the time you're pursuing these deals. But I just want to give you like that kind of structure for now. But I really like the team. We never gave a team grade.
Yeah, man. Let me double check.
I think you've got a ton of flexibility with this one.
Oh yeah, we never gave a team grade. That's my
Quarterback
fault. For me
is questionable. RB3 is questionable. I like tight end. I would probably say like B+ range.
Yeah, that's where I was at. B+. I think there is a lot of upside here and guys that I really like, especially with Rice coming back. So B+ here for me. Hey, Andreas, thank you so much for the support. Make sure you keep an eye out on that Flock Fantasy message system. That's where you're going to be receiving your customized playbooks, as you can see there on the screen. Customized with everything that we drew up here for you today, man. Thank you so much. Any last minute questions, please pop that in. But I think that is it for your review.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say to anybody who won a voucher today, I'm going to message you guys all after the stream. I just can't keep up. So if you want a voucher for one of the giveaways, after the stream, I'm going to message y'all. So appreciate you, Andreas. I'm sure we'll see you again here on the stream. Is Mike in the building?
Yeah, I was going to say, how much longer did you want to go? Because I know we have a bunch of stuff to do as well.
Yeah, I got to record content here. So I'm wondering, Mike, are you open to having yours tomorrow? Let us know. If the answer is yes,
I think right
great.
now what
If
we
not,
have
that's okay.
is Mike abandoned signature.
I didn't hear back from Shane. I don't think Shane's in the chat.
No, I didn't hear back. I didn't hear back. So, like, what's going to happen is that tomorrow, whoever submits one, you'll be the first ones on the live stream tomorrow.
Well, it'll be Mike abandoning Giant Fish first.
And Giant Fish
and we can
first,
guarantee
exactly.
it happens tomorrow if that's okay.
Yeah. Just because it's already... We've been live for, what, 4 hours nearly?
3.
And,
But
3? Okay.
Need to go script this video. That comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is everyone watching? Are they okay with that? Anybody not okay with that? Let us know. But let's answer while we wait on them. Let's answer Genty's Jorts. Shout out to Mike. He said he's okay with it. We'll see if everybody else is okay with it.
Awesome.
If we hear no replies, we'll assume it's okay. Genty Jorts.
One quarterback, 12 team start 8.
Let's start Purdy for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, Purdy. It's going to be Purdy. It's going to be Chase Brown downtown. It's going to be Jonathan Taylor. The wide receiver room, we are going to put Jamar Chase. Wide receiver 2, we're going to put Ricky Pearsall. The tight end 1, we are going to, at least I'm going to be going Brenton Strange.
Same, that's tough.
We're going to put Chuba Hubbard in there, and then we are going to put Tony Pollard in there as well. Just double checking that there's no one else. Tillman, Higgins, Slayton. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So just to reiterate once again, Brock Purdy, Chase Brown, Taylor, Chase, Ricky, Strange, Chuba Hubbard, Tony Pollard. Is that correct?
Yeah, and the good news is you really don't have any questionable starts here, like tough decisions outside of the tight end room. Everything else is pretty straightforward. There's not many difficult calls. So, yeah, I like that team, though. That's a solid team.
I do like it.
Like, somehow having – what I don't understand is how you get Chase, JT, and Jamar Chase all on the same team. Chase Brown probably falls to round 3 then?
Probably.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Probably.
So, well done there. Okay, so we've got to go get lunch. It's 1:09 p.m. here in Australia. Then I have to script content. I have to record videos for y'all. But tomorrow, guaranteed, we're going to get to Mike. We're going to get to Abandon. We're going to get to Giant Fish. To all of our Dynasty people, we're going to find a time this week to review your teams. Okay?
Yeah, even if it's in the afternoon, like it might just be something that
It'll
like
probably be
you guys
late
can go
night.
back.
Yeah.
It'll probably be something that you go back and rewatch later because with this time, it's kind of everything is crunch time right now. So not saying you guys don't matter, just saying like we need to prioritize that and then prioritize you as well. But that might just be at a time that might be a little bit inconvenient for you guys, unfortunately.
Maybe we do it tomorrow around this time.
Yeah, like we do a live stream and then like we'll do it right after.
Well, we appreciate all of you guys. Thanks so much. I'll say this again. If you ever want to prioritize your questions, whether it's team reviews, whether it's start sits, whatever the case may be, Nightbot just put the question in the chat for you. The link in the chat for you. You can submit your reviews or team trade questions, start sits, and then when you submit them, the earlier you submit them when we're off stream, the higher, like the quicker you'll get the reply, right? Because you'll be in that order. So, love. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Love.